There has to be a recording.
Okay.
Wait, you have a recording, Clay? Why you're smiling? Clay, you're smiling like you. Clay, you're smiling like you said you have a recording, but you actually don't.
No, I do.
He does.
Okay, you do.
I do.
Okay.
We can get into this later. All I know is maybe I said something like, "Oh, he's calling you out," but like I didn't encourage the fight.
That sounds like encouraging a fight.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, but if you
that's shit disturbing.
saying that to a dwarf is literally
Jordan's fake news.
Fake news, deep state.
Deep state establishment.
Anyways.
Somebody please continue.
Yeah, you guys
Someone-
actually need to remind me.
Yeah, someone died in the cabin, or in the inn that we're staying at because the death card's hourglass turned, and you guys couldn't. It looked
yeah. That's cool.
vigorous masturbation. Me trying to give the death card to somebody else, and then returning to my hand, and we were going to investigate the dead body, and I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we left
Wouldn't be
off.
the first.
We left off with somebody, I forget who it was, flipping the dead body over and seeing that they had apparently tripped and stabbed themselves with their own
I
knife.
think it was me.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wouldn't be the first time that somebody died right as I busted. Wouldn't be the first
Oh,
time.
that's right. He made you roll, didn't he? Took us a nut.
What?
That no, that
No, he
I
didn't make me
forgot.
roll.
I forgot. I have psychic damage to deal out. Hang on.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Dustin,
yeah.
right?
I'm fucking dead.
I'm rolling real dice for this. Not rolling no fantasy dice. 4d10.
What?
I'm glad you had to bust out your fetish box to deal damage to me.
It's not your fetish box.
Hell
Still
yeah.
damn-
Sometimes,
Yeah, he like.
sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Here's the dice that shall destroy.
Where has that dice entered?
Is he really?
I
Is
saw
he
those
really?
dice on Amazon. I
Is
thought
that
about
the
buying a
Behold
different
dice?
color.
Is he really dealing damage, or is he dealing something else?
I saw somebody.
He's not
making
dealing
dice.
damage, he's dealing justice.
He's killed you. You're dead.
Well, no, I
He-
can't die from 4d10. I can get really close to death.
That's good.
Unless it crits.
So is there like no explanation for this damage in the story, or is it like is he gonna like trip and fall and land on a nail? Because there is
The view of having watched you finish while
Oh.
you stared into my eyes was enough for.
Oh! The cum shoots out so fast and with such force.
No, that's not psychic damage. That's physical
Oh.
damage.
Oh, right.
We had a week to
Piercing damage.
That's semen damage. Semen damage.
Oh,
Alright.
great.
He's
He's rolling.
done.
Hit me with that nut damage.
Nope, invalid roll. It's gotta be on the table.
Is he rolling rocks on his desk?
Yeah, what the
He's
fuck?
rolling a really
It's a
big
metal
die.
dice. Yeah, I'm rolling rocks on my desk.
Metal, holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't know it was metal.
Yeah, it's
Well, I thought it was
Puppy.
painted. I didn't know it was.
no,
painted.
it's
Look,
it's metal.
Oh, yeah?
Puppy.
give it to me. Give it to me.
Don't bite it. We believe you.
Take a bite,
Oh, yeah,
Nick.
that's metal. That's metal.
All right. So, flip over the body in the hallway. You see that it has this person apparently tripped and fell and died on their own knife. It is morning. You are in the. Oh God, things are falling over. You are in the orc. You are in a town. You were led to this town by your someone you met in the desert, who kind of has been your guide so far, and they have now left you, Fin Serene. So you are now in this orc town, which some of you find more suspicious than others. And by some of you, I mean Jordan. So, it is morning.
Comfortable there, enough there to.
You can
jerk off
hear
in the end.
the sounds of civilization in a city happening outside the inn. What would you like to do?
Raph steps over the body as to not want to touch it, and goes downstairs and says, "Hey, barkeep, you got a corpse up there in the hallway."
A barkeep. That's what you sounded like for a second there.
Hey, bud.
Hey,
He kind of
Bobby,
turns and looks at you
gotta-
like, got a what?
Listen, he's right up the stairs, and it looks like he fell on his knife.
He's getting cold.
I've never seen anything quite like it, but that's how I found him there.
Uh-huh. Alright. Well, not exactly how I wanted to start the day, but whatever. I'll take a look at him.
Yeah, that is a pretty shitty start to a day. On that note, do you have any more eggs?
Yeah, probably. He turns and looks in the direction of the kitchen, and you can kind of smell food, the smell of cooking food wafting out.
I'll take 2 pieces of bread with egg in between.
Okay.
Some shit on bread.
He goes off into the kitchen. What's everyone else up to?
I'm gonna peek out and go over to the body.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek out of the
Yeah.
room, walk up.
I'm gonna observe this person doing the body stuff.
I think that was with Vizsla.
Yeah, I think
No,
you guys are...
I went inside back to the room.
Yeah, Vizsla went
I
back
wanted
inside.
nothing to do with it.
Can I make a medicine check for
So where
estimated
am I at?
time of death?
So am I at the body?
Yes, you are currently in the hallway at
Okay,
the body.
that's
Vizsla
what
just
I
came
thought.
out of his room back into the hallway. And I assume Seven's still in the hallway with the body. Okay, so Miles, go ahead and make a... What do you... Are you like... Do you want to search the body, or...
I'm just gonna walk up and make a perception check, I guess.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and see what you perceive. Nick, you get the kind of feeling that, like, looking at it and with your kind of knowledge of medicine and kind of anatomy and the body and everything, you kind of get the idea that this body hasn't been dead for more than a few minutes. And Vizsla, it's not hard to see as you walk up. And walk up and look down at this body now laying on its back. One hand still clutching at the knife in its chest, the other just kind of out. You walk up. You feel the weight of the death card in your hand. Still from where it was earlier. And you look down at the card, and it's no longer moving. It looks totally normal again. And you look down at the body, and you watch one of its eyes crack open and look at you, and then close again.
The
The
fuck?
body? The body did?
One of the eyes on the body cracks open and looks at you, and then closes again. Yerm and Seven, you don't see this happen. You see the body laying completely still.
So now I see Vizsla freaking out. Like,
Yes,
what the
you see
fuck?
Vizsla freaking out as if something terrifying is happening, and you see nothing happening before you.
Can I check a pulse? Can I check for a pulse?
Sure, make a medicine check. Definitely a dead body.
I stare at Yerm.
And given the amount of blood that's on the floor, you probably didn't have to check for a pulse.
I just stare at Yerm. With my eyes wide open under the sunlight. Welcome
Vizsla,
to this place.
what is wrong?
Did you not see him wink at me?
The dead body?
Dead body.
Oh!
Open.
He's a puppy. He's a cute puppy. Oh, he wants love.
I love how the dog just emerged from out of frame, out of the darkness, up into the light.
Darkness.
Out of the darkness and into the light.
Give
Yeah.
me pets, human.
It stared at me. It blinked at me. Like it opened and closed its eye.
No drinking Gatorade allowed.
What?
With the amount of blood on the
chugging.
ground, I don't
Accept
think that actually.
Yeah, chugging is fine.
I think it's a figment of your imagination. Is what.
I'm gonna walk away from the body and go down. Actually, can I check to see if he has like any identification or anything on him?
Sure. Yeah. So, go ahead and make an investigation check. Was that investigation check you wanted to?
Yeah, I wanted to try and investigate the body.
Okay. Given the fact that you rolled a 1, you find it hard to find any pockets.
Figures much. Fucking gloves are too goddamn big. Can't fit my hand.
Yeah, you don't find any pockets. You find just a lot of folds in the clothing that you end up getting lost in.
Pockets are just designs. I don't.
Visla, you don't find much more than Urim did. You do find a few pockets, but there's not much in them. You see the knife in the chest. The handle doesn't have any immediately recognizable identification on it. But something you do notice as you're kind of searching this guy, you see you get peeks through the kind of neckline of his clothing that his chest appears to be covered in tattoos. But that is kind of the only detail or identifying mark you really see on this person.
Can I look at the tattoos?
Yeah. So you pull his clothing back a little bit, and you see that the tattoos cover pretty much like from from the shoulder in and down, covering his entire torso, stopping right below where they would be seen over his shirt, over his neckline. You see the tattoos are incredibly intricate images, all of them. And it looks like it almost is a like some kind of mural, or like a story being told in images, in 12 images across this person's torso, kind of 3 images per row, 4 rows of images. Occasionally the images kind of spill out into the next one, almost like a continuation, but each one appears to be like an independently defined scene of various events taking place. The only like connective, only connective arc through each image would appear to be a figure in long black robes. Often almost looks like they're depicted in almost a savior role, or like some kind of benevolent helper, or
It's a guy from Vision.
like I'm here to save you kind of way.
Wait, who do we lose? Oh.
What else is new?
He's bearing this tattoo of the man we must fight later on in life.
Can I take a deeper look at the knife that's still stuck in his chest?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and make a...
Investigation?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, so do you want to leave... Are you going to leave the knife in him, or are you going to pull the knife out?
No, I'm gonna pull it out.
Okay.
Oh!
So
can
you-
I walk downstairs?
Sure. Yeah. So you walk away as Euron begins to do this, and you kind of pull the knife out, and you recognize as you pull the knife out of his chest that it is incredibly sharp. Like in pulling the knife out and not in a perfectly straight line, you widen the wound that was created in the first place. And as you do, you see more blood kind of out of the wound, but you see that the blade is perfectly clean. And the handle is perfectly clean. Pristine. And as you kind of look at it, you see that the blade itself is pretty thin and long. It comes with a needle point at the end, and there it's two blades, one on either side, and both of them are just ridiculously sharp. And as you kind of hold it, it feels almost like there's like some kind of static building up around your hand. And you kind of pass it to your other hand, and you feel the static in your right hand kind of stay for a second and then fade. And if that static begins to build up in your left hand, you pass it back. The same thing happens.
So is this like? So can you just besides it being very sharp and thin like a needle? Does it look like the other guy's tribe knife with made out of the bone ancestors?
Oh, no, it does not look like one of those. In fact, it's completely like other end of the spectrum.
Okay.
The knives that were made by the Namri were
pure white, weren't they?
yeah, and
Okay.
the handles were much bigger and like adapted to their hands. This handle is almost just a black cylinder that could be held by anyone.
Okay. So this is, from what I understand from how you're describing it, it's practically Needle from Game of Thrones, just without the guard.
Probably shorter.
Well,
He's
Needle
never watched
really-
He never saw Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh.
We
Hang
have
on,
no
let
idea
me
what
look
that
this
looks
up.
The Needle is a sword. It's just a very small sword.
Yeah, smaller than that,
Okay.
but yes, without the guard, and the blade is much shorter.
Okay.
But yes.
Is there any sort of
It's like dagger-sized
maker's
blade.
marks on it?
The base of the handle, like the very bottom part,
The hilt?
is inlaid with a completely clear, like it could be glass, it could be a crystal, you can't really tell. But there's that there, and that is the only, like everything else is completely just like either textured for grip or completely smooth.
I'm trying to see. So since Vizsla already opened up this guy's shirt and stuff, so now I can plainly see the tattoos, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so could I do an investigation check to see if I see anything more? Well, probably one. I probably wouldn't, considering. What did you roll? Did you roll anything on that one?
To look at the no, his roll of 6, he saw the tattoos, and then you just pulled the shirt open, and I described the tattoos.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see, like, look more in detail of the tattoos to see if I can see if I recognize anything of maybe significance from like.
Okay, make a history check.
History?
Yeah, because the tattoos, you don't have to go looking for them; they're right in front of you.
We should just play Adventure Quest, guys.
15. You don't like looking at the images that are the tattooed images. You don't see any figures you recognize or any any places that marked by famous landmarks that you recognize or anything like that. Even the art style is not something you recognize. You don't recognize it as being, oh, this is the art of these people. This is what the drawings of these people look like, or anything like that.
Can I cast the spell Speak with the Dead?
You could certainly try.
So let's see if it hits or. You said he just died nothing but a couple minutes ago.
As far as Seven is able to determine, yes, he died just a few minutes ago.
Vizsla did a medicine check too.
Oh yeah, this is true.
God cast the goddamn spell. There it goes.
Okay. You cast Speak with Dead, and nothing happens.
Figured as much.
Oh shit.
Okay, well, I'm going to...
You ever meet someone so fucking dead that Speak with Dead does
not even work? Magical death from death
so
himself.
fucking dead.
Is the barkeep up here with us?
Till death do us part.
Or the whoever?
No, he's still downstairs, giving Grath his egg sandwich.
Much more important.
Barkeep, may I have a beer?
You guys
Yeah.
keep him distracted
Sure.
while I continue to investigate this body.
Hands you a tall mugga beer.
What does it smell like? What are the flavor notes?
You get some
Beer inside of-
citrus, some notes of pine and honey.
Cool. Hell yeah.
It's
Take a
Summer
big
Beast beer.
I start to drink it.
It's pretty good.
I want to do a
Fucking pound of
Arcana
beer.
check in the area, like in the vicinity of the dead body.
Okay, we make an Arcana check. Either there's nothing there to detect, or you can't detect it. You can't tell the difference.
Well,
What?
I'm gonna say. Well, it looks
You heard
like.
that too, right?
Yeah, my wife talking in the background.
Okay, I was so confused. I just heard a voice.
My wife
My wife.
My wife.
is my wife.
I'm gonna say because Arthur's standing right next to me. I don't know what's quite going on here, but my spell did not work, and this knife has some sort of static charge to it. I'm gonna put this in my bag and we'll investigate this a little bit later. I don't want us to get blamed for this man's death.
Bro,
Would
you
it be
have-
wise to keep the murder weapon on you?
Yeah.
Objection!
That'd be cool.
If it wasn't you, why would you keep the murder weapon?
But he said that it came out clean.
So.
Objection!
Yeah.
Penetrate him with it.
I'm still
Stab him
stabbing the
again.
victim.
Stab him again, Ken. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, he did. I mean, we don't know what happened, but apparently he winked. Let's see what happens.
Oh God.
Don't give me no good
I hope
ideas.
Clay describes the squish sound as it goes back in.
I mean, I'd imagine if the body was still somewhat alive, or the person was somewhat alive, that me just pulling the knife as it's making a larger wound would.
We've killed so many people, and we're just examining the shit out of this corpse.
Well, when a death
Most of
death
these people have
card,
been bad.
Yes, but
How do we know?
yeah, it's just like another corpse. We've walked over corpses before. This is why Graff stepped over. He's like, oh, ain't nothing new here, and we're just gonna go down and get some fucking breakfast. But you guys,
yeah, but
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna watch him put that knife in his bag or whatever. I'm gonna go down. I want to ask the barkeep if he knows who this person is once he's done feeding everybody.
you didn't
eggs.
see nothing.
Okay.
You didn't see
Okay.
nothing here.
So Arthur heads downstairs to go talk to the barkeep.
I guess I walk
You're
down the
awful
stairs
stuff.
as well. Act all nonchalant. I actually no. I leave the inn.
Oh, even more sus.
Okay.
Super
You're like
sus.
a priest. Where
I'm a
you
cleric.
where you going, cleric?
Same thing.
Well, you're at the bar, so I didn't. I mean, unless the bar is like right next to the stairwell.
Oh man, I want to turn around now.
It's all one room. The stairs come down into the bigger room of the first floor.
Okay.
Where are you going, cleric?
Did you make that keyboard yourself?
Oh my
No. You want to see me lube my keycaps?
I'm like, what's going on?
You
here?
want to watch me lube up my keycaps?
Don't make me drop this, Jordan.
Don't make me.
I'll do it.
this.
I'm getting out of this inn that
put
just
it
has
down.
a random man be murdered in it.
I love how your accents are jumping. Sorry.
I
just wanted to
know.
point that out.
I've been listening to way too many different accent things recently.
Stick with your Nubian prince.
My,
Yeah.
my Nubian prince.
It works best. There it
there
is.
he is.
There it is.
That's what we want. Sorry.
You know the way.
You know they wait. They waved it ever.
So I told Vizsla why I'm leaving.
Okay. You walk out. What's everyone else doing?
It's so small.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna finish this beer and go run after Yerm.
Okay.
I'm still waiting for the barkeep to stop shoving eggs onto keyboard stroking man's plate.
The barkeep eventually turns to you, Arthur. What can I do for you?
That dead guy upstairs. Do you know who he is?
I haven't even looked at it yet.
Do you want to go look at him?
Sure. He walks out from behind.
You want to see a dead body?
Walks out from behind the bar and follows you upstairs.
When he gets up there, Arthur's already up there poking.
Is that
him with a
is that the equivalent of you want to see a dead body?
stick.
You want to see something cool?
So characteristic of Arthur to say that too. Want to see a dead
So the
body.
barkeep follows you up there and walks over to the body and looks down at it.
It'd be funny if he hustled it. Like, give me $5.
Give me $5, I'll show you a dead body.
And he turns back to Arthur.
It's in my bar.
He turns to Arthur and he's like, "Do you know this guy?"
Do you know this guy?
Oh. That's why I asked if you know this guy.
No. Did he pay for a room last night?
No.
Then what's he doing here?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
People go up and down the stairs all the time. You think I'm supposed to keep track of all of them?
All the ones that bought rooms, yeah.
He didn't buy a room.
Okay.
What if it was coming up to kill me? And the death card saved me?
Or what if the death card
Would that be a
senses
bitch?
death?
Like, worship me.
All right, so I'm gonna ask him. Do you recognize any of those tattoos?
Kind of bends over and looks at him. No. Do you?
No, and you're entirely unhelpful. Goodbye. It's like fucking thriller walk away from him staring at him the entire time.
I honestly think that this barkeep guy should now have a solid snake voice.
Oh, do it.
He's considering it. Because it kind of sounded. We're getting
I'll think
kinda
about it.
close.
I'll think of it.
Because it was getting pretty close. Like
Kept
it
you
was,
waiting, huh?
It wasn't.
Huh. There's a
Oh,
dead
snap,
body.
Marky comes out of the rock. Kept you waiting, huh?
Comes out of the back with your food. Kept you waiting, huh?
Colonel Sanders.
Colonel. I'm trying to serve these people food, but they keep telling me about a dead body.
Flapping my ass cheeks. Keeps alerting the guard.
Keeps alerting the city guard.
You make the more sexual.
I don't know. I decided
You went
yeah,
for it.
I'll just make it more. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, it's fine. It'll do.
Great. All right. So, Vizsla, you followed Yerm out once you were done with your beer. What do you?
Where are you going now, you? Worm?
Grath also
Urine?
finishes eating and leaves. So what was it? 3 gold or 3 silver rather?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me go to my inventory and that's perfect because I have 3 silver pieces left.
Well,
You broke boy now?
No, I have 1 platinum piece and 26 gold pieces. So no.
Oh, right on.
I was
Hell
just
yeah.
gonna wait for everybody else to get done drinking the beers.
So as you guys walk out into the city during the day, you see people walking around, orcs walking around, all like look like they've got something to do. You see, like there's businesses, there's people just walking around in the middle of the day, you know, seemingly uncaring about the heat. You see people leading animals around where they're carrying, you know, stuff. It's like a normal city.
Grath. Oh, okay.
So no, go ahead.
Keep describing. I was gonna say Grath walks up to a guard
Okay.
and asks, "Is there some kind of religious district here with temples?" Because I want to find out what the gods of these people are. Because Fin Serene kept talking about how our gods seem like their gods.
Yeah, if you go down that way, just keep walking till you see big buildings with sort of, what's the word? Spire?
Easily looking buildings.
Yeah, look like temples. You'll know them when you see them.
Thank you. You've been very, very helpful.
What's everybody? What's like the common like clothing?
Pretty light. You know, nothing too crazy to like. You know, they don't want to trap a bunch of heat. Pretty light clothing that lets the wind through. Occasionally, you see people with like hoods up to keep the sun out of their face, but for the most part, it's just pretty normal attire for what you're used to seeing on the main continent. Just lightened up a little bit to make it cooler in the hot sun. Something else you notice as you walk around, presumably towards where the temples are, is that most of the non-guards walking around do not appear to be carrying weapons.
So the civilians?
Yes, none of them appear to be at least openly armed.
Kind of makes me wonder: are the Nomri the bad guys?
I don't know. I'm just wondering where you're going with that knife, or where you're
You don't
running
know
off.
that I got no knife.
You're right. I don't. But I'm wondering where you're running off to, because it's just suspicious that you're just gonna walk past everybody and not saying a goddamn thing.
I walked outside the bar. I was waiting for everybody.
No, you said you straight up said I'm gonna walk outside. You didn't say anything about stopping by us.
Yeah, I said that I was gonna walk outside and I was gonna wait outside.
Oh.
Wait for everybody else.
Well then, I guess I'm waiting with you.
So, is Grath the only person who's went and talked to a guard to go see the temples?
Anybody could have followed me. You're all welcome to follow me around.
Yeah, has anybody else followed the Grath train?
Choo choo.
Yes.
Cuckoo, could you?
Okay. Arthur follows the Grath train a lot. He's like the caboose.
I just want to see what next thing we murder is going to be.
For the record, we didn't murder that guy in there, so we're on a roll. We weren't the cause of a death. Well, I mean, not intentionally.
And the cloth armor that we got from the Nomri, does it have any like AC bonus or anything? I don't think we discussed that.
No. It's your it's whatever your base AC is without armor.
What is my base AC?
Just if you take off your armor in your inventory, that'll tell you.
Okay, so I'll just take off my.
Because it says that I have a proficiency in light armor, so I didn't know if that was considered.
Well, the clothing that the Namri gave you isn't actually armor. There's no armor padding in it or anything.
Oh, great! I have 12 AC now.
Because the Namri don't believe in armor. The same way they don't believe in shields. So their clothing has no armor or armor qualities to it. It is just clothing.
Okay.
They are like the Dothraki.
Sure.
Was wondering.
So
They all look like Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
who's going? No, they don't all look like Duncan, Idaho.
Yes.
Idaho. Idaho.
Yeah, Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah, Idaho.
Oh, yes, I am. So, is everyone following Graf towards in the directions he was given?
I'm not.
I am. 7 says thumbs up.
Fisley, you said you're following Yerm?
Yeah.
I just imagine like a dragon rider, like.
I want to go find like a local blacksmith and have them look at this weapon maybe more in detail.
Okay, yeah, go and make an investigation check. So as you guys, those of you going towards temples, as you guys get close, you see, in fact, there are like temple buildings up ahead of you. And as you arrive at these buildings, looking around, you see familiar symbols.
Cool.
In fact, Graf, you see a Platinum Dragon Temple.
Oh boy.
And you see one that's definitely the Dawnfather, and definitely the Wild Mother.
Is there one?
Definitely the Allhammer.
for- There is one for the Allhammer. I think we should inquire. Graf walks into the Allhammer temple and
Okay.
sees if he sees any holy men.
There are plenty of people standing around making things. You don't see anyone who immediately stands out as like a priest or anything like that, but you don't really know what Allhammer priests look like, so.
So Graf walks up to one of them and says, "Are you a man of the Allhammer?"
The person you've walked up to is an orc, as you may have been able to guess. He's wearing blacksmithing clothing. He's got his hair kind of pulled back, and he kind of looks up at you. Yeah? He kind of looks around at where you guys are standing. How can I help you?
Hi there, my name is Graf Platinumborn. I'm actually a paladin of the Platinum Dragon. And I'm just doing a little bit of investigating. Me and my good friends here are looking for the Great Forge.
Uh-huh.
We were given some leads that it may be somewhere in this land. And I was wondering if anyone here in this temple knew anything to, give us some direction. Would you or anyone else in here have some more expertise?
He kind of looks at you like, and just says, it's kind of, accepted wisdom that if there ever was a real place that was the Allhammer's Forge, that it's been destroyed or lost beyond discovery at this point.
Yes, we've heard that theory. It still doesn't, deter us from trying. You see, a good friend of ours is in possession of a very rare metal that we suspect can only be forged there. And another friend of mine has spoken with the Allhammer, had a vision of talking with him. And that is what really led us here. you know maybe if there are any tales or stories that may give us some direction, even if they might sound fictional?
I mean, if there are tales and stories about the Alzheimer's Forge, you'll have heard them too. It's not like we're keeping anything for ourselves down here.
You know, not me personally. Also, we're from a completely different continent, so maybe the law that gets passed around here is different than where we are from. So, just trying to.
The story is that the Allhammer built a forge, the perfect forge that could forge any metal into anything, and worked in there, avoiding the conflict between the gods and the Betrayer gods until he was needed. And the Dawnfather came to him and asked him to help them get the war off of this plane. And so he did. And in doing so, he kind of waves his arms around as if to indicate the desert created all this.
So you would think that if it created this desert, then it would be here.
No. The prime deities, as they're called, pulling the Betrayer gods off of this plane of existence is what caused the desert. Does that make sense? The magical fallout from that event created the desert and my people, the orcs, from the humans that were living here. The elves were smart enough to run off and hide underground and weren't as affected. But the humans, we were close to the epicenter of that blast, that magical... And,
right, the divergence.
Yeah. And that's what created the desert.
Right. Well, I guess if you don't know anything about that, then that leads me to another question.
Yeah.
Those elves.
Mm-hmm.
I hear they and you don't really get along these days.
With the Namri?
Yes.
They're weird, I'll tell you that. I haven't had much interaction with them myself. Actually, I take that back. I haven't had any interaction with them myself. But from what I've heard, they're real weird, have their own way of doing things, and refuse to accept help. But, I mean, what are you going to do? Pride gets to all of us at some point.
They seemed to give me and my friends the idea that your people were not really keen on sharing water with them.
Did they say why?
They said it had something to do with a difference in beliefs. Because they believe in different gods.
I don't know anything about that, but if you're gonna ask somebody, if you really need an answer, you might try in the council chambers. They might have a better answer for you than what I can give you.
He means like the government council, not the religious.
Yeah, government. He's talking about the government council.
Okay. That may be something I look into. I guess we're about to wander around the desert looking for a forge that may or may not exist.
I wish you the best of luck.
I appreciate that.
I guess. Right. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, thank you for the pleasant conversation. You've been very helpful.
Great. And he goes back to working on what he was working on.
Dead end boys, they fucking know nothing here. I'm gonna stop by the Temple of the Platinum Dragon.
Okay. You walk in and it looks a lot like other Platinum Dragon temples you've been in, except that there is the outside looks a lot like other Platinum Dragon temples you've seen, but the inside is one large room lit by a single skylight up in the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And the ground, almost like there's maybe 3 feet of floor, and then it becomes a large pool of water that is perfectly still.
And is that the spot where the light is hitting?
Well, the light is shining down onto the pool, but yes, that is the only window or anything. The door, there's almost like an airlock. You walk in a set one of doors, they close behind you, and then another set of doors open in front of you. That is the only source of light in the room. From your position right in front of the doors, looking in, it looks like the water just disappears into darkness and extends forever.
Interesting. Is there anyone else there?
There is someone, but it looks like they may be praying or asleep. It's hard to tell.
Grath steps into the water.
Okay. You take a step in, and you note that the floor kind of goes at a slope, and the water gets deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And you walk in, like up to your knees, ankles?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You walk in, and the water is cold. You can feel it seeping through your clothing. You stand there, water up to your knees. You can see where the light is shining on the water ahead of you. The room continues into darkness beyond.
Grath walks farther into the darkness.
Okay. You walk further in, passing through the light coming in through the sunroof. And the floor continues at a kind of a pretty steady, slow gradient down. And you walk through that column of light, take like 2 more steps, and you go to take another step, and the floor's not there, and you just drop down under the water. The sounds of everything around you becoming muffled as the water rushes up over your head. And you feel yourself sinking down into darkness around you. You reach out for the wall that you feel should be behind you from the floor you were just standing on, but there's nothing there. And all around you, there's nothing. And at some point, you've been thrashing around so long, you realize that you've forgotten which way is up.
I just killed Grath.
You can't even see your own hands.
Grath drowns to death.
That's how dark it is. You can feel yourself, but you can't see. It's like you're swimming in ink. That's how no visibility you have. Even with your hand, you know it's right in front of your face. You can't see it. You're still holding your breath.
Grath stops struggling and tries to let himself float.
You
Tries to think about the Platinum Dragon and meditate.
Okay, you float in place, kind of slowly turning. As you've stopped most of your momentum, you just sit there floating, turning, thinking about the Platinum Dragon. Hang on.
And Arthur is just
Do a
watching
death saving
the
roll.
tower to death.
Do a death saving roll. God. That's what I get for jerking on.
I smiled in anticipation.
You smile in anticipation of not seeing Grath resurface.
Yes, he's gone.
Finally. Man, that guy was the worst. Hang on. Give me 1 second.
This isn't very good drowning to death music.
Glad you like it. There we go. Okay.
I expected you to make like a solid black image show up. This is what you see.
Oh. No, I was just popping the Discord window out so I could change the music without getting rid of the video.
Right.
Okay, cool. So yeah. Make a religion check. Okay. As you float in the water, you feel yourself sinking again. Or at the very least moving through the water with force. Until eventually you land on something. You're sitting. You put your hands down and you feel stone beneath your hands. And looking around, after a moment, you see a bright silver light shine out of the darkness in front of you, blasting away the darkness around you. So you're sitting on familiar gray stone of the Platinum Dragon's little rock island, and you see before you a large silver dragon. Its tail coiled around, it's like kind of curled up in a ball like it was asleep. And it's looking up at you. There's a kind of like its forehead is, the top of its head rather, is just shining brilliantly with silver light. And that fades. And you hear a voice muffled as if it's coming through the water. Hello, Graf. Did not expect to see you here.
So first I have to ask before I try to talk to him, can I breathe and speak? Okay. Graf tries to say, hello, Platinum Dragon, it's been a while.
Sound comes out. But it sounds like you're... It's like kind of vibrating away from you, almost. Like you can hear it for a few seconds as it disappears. And you speak, and then breathe in, and water rushes in, but it's not uncomfortable. You don't feel like you're drowning. It feels like you're breathing thick air as it like fills your lungs. It's real weird. It's a strange experience, one you've not felt before. So what brings you down to the wastes?
The Great Forge.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
People tell me a lot of things every day. I can't keep track of all of them.
Well, story has it, before the Divergence, the Great War of the Gods.
I know what that is. I was there.
Yes, so I hear. The Allhammer abstained from the first part of the war and worked in his Great Forge. Do you know about that?
That old nutcase is always working on something or another.
Indeed.
He's always working somewhere or somewhere else. It's hard to keep track of that old nut job. He moves around too much.
You see, a friend of mine, we're trying to help him get back to his time. And we think part of that mystery is the metal he came to this time with, and it is a very hard, very impossible to work with metal. But the Allhammer actually spoke to a cleric friend of mine. First argued with him, and then spoke to him, saying that the forge would be the best place to try and work that metal and discover its true properties.
Interesting.
Seems promising.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And I just wanted to ask you for some guidance on direction. We actually went to the temple of the Allhammer, and really they had no clue. They said, hey, you know, the forge is like a fairy tale, haha. We know it doesn't exist anymore, or never really did exist. But
what do you expect from those who follow the grumpiest of the gods?
yeah, I've come to think the same.
Well, I don't know where this great forge is, but I wish you the best of luck in finding it. Is there anything I can do for you while you're here?
Well, I was hoping for some kind of direction. Any knowledge about this continent that may help us on our journey as we wander the desert?
The best piece of advice I can give you. Don't wander the desert.
Okay. That sounds like it will make it very difficult to find something lost in the desert.
What makes you think it's lost in the desert?
Good question. Well, we know that it is... Well, we don't know for sure that it is on this continent, but we suspect, based on some leads, that it is on this continent. And...
What leads? What leads you to believe this?
Guys, what exactly was the evidence again?
Hey guys, why are we here?
Hey guys, why are we here?
Was it the conversation that Yerm had with the Allhammer that led him here? That said...
Pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, there was a couple different things too, but yeah, that was probably the big one.
I would say the big one was the piece of information that Yerm was given from the knowing mistress.
Oh, right.
He heard the sounds of waves crashing on a beach.
Oh yeah, that too.
Also, the same friend of mine who spoke to the Allhammer had a bit of an exchange with the knowing mistress, who,
Knows things.
yes, basically showed him and let him hear the sound of waves crashing on a beach. And if I remember correctly, the beach seemed like it bordered a desert in the vision, right? Wasn't it like more than just a beach?
All he heard was the sound of waves crashing on sand.
Why are we here?
Here.
Well, a beach. And that's that. So we thought it was time to cross the ocean.
I suppose. May as well.
That's so funny.
Whatever it is you think you must do, then that is what you must do.
Something about being here on this continent feels right, but also
Adventure.
at the same time intimidating.
Jackstadia can do that. Plenty of people have come through here unsure of what they need to do, but usually they figure it out on their own.
I just realized We didn't need to get that captain to leave the ship there. He doesn't need to stay. Seven can make doorways to places we've been. We have a guy waiting for us when he doesn't have to wait.
Doesn't matter. Small details. Don't worry about them.
You have someone who can almost quite literally fast travel to places you've been before.
And we asked the guy to stay. Oh boy. Well, at least now we have a way back and forth between the continents pretty easily, which is a nice
Convenient.
perk. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, what happened
Maybe.
to did my doorway of sand just dissipate when I was done using it?
Wait a second.
Probably fell apart.
Wait a second. The large statue that we saw, or what was once a statue, was on a shore, a beach, with sand. Maybe there's more.
Sand is something you'll come across frequently here if you haven't already.
Indeed, yes. Dunes and such. But when we first landed here, there was what used to be a statue. Just the feet remain, and a piece of stone with a pretty poem on it. It seemed significant, but now that I remember that his vision was of a beach, it seems maybe more significant.
I wouldn't know. I've learned of this statue and the Great Forge just today.
Well, it was worth a shot asking you. I appreciate your time, Mr. Platinum Dragon.
Before you go,
Yes.
have you learned anything while you're here? Since you've been here?
I've learned of the two peoples here, and the difference between their belief systems, and that they don't really interact with each other, even though neither of them seems very hostile. Though the what's the elf people again?
The Namri.
The Namri. The Namri seem like they are in need of the assistance of the Lietkind. And don't want to seek it.
They sought it in the past, and were not thrilled with the outcome, if I remember correctly. It's been a while.
I'm not sure if it would be the same anymore. Most of them, or at least the ones we've spoken to, the one I've spoken to about it, never interacted with them and had no feelings towards them. Knew very little about them.
I would speak to the council. The council are the political leadership.
Sounds like a good idea. The other,
Ashby.
the orcish man that I spoke to at the Temple of the Allhammer suggested the same thing. Actually.
They'll have more answers for you all on a smaller scale of what exactly the relationship is between the orcs and the Namri.
Must be an interesting political situation.
Maybe. I find myself often not really caring, but, you know.
How unfortunate, as this whole continent seems desolate and abandoned by the gods. Even though the Lietkind even worship.
I would not call it abandoned, but Where people do not live, the gods do not go.
Are the orcs not people?
We're here, aren't we?
True.
I think you have an idea in your head of what you were expecting when someone said it's where the orcs live. And I think that Doshby so far has failed to live up to that expectation. Good or bad, as that may be.
Perhaps.
And I think that who the orcs are as a group of people.
I can't connect to the Wi-Fi network. You might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
I think who the orcs are as a people and the way they live their lives. I think you may find it surprising. If you don't, I'm sure you do already.
Yes, certainly. It seems like a normal human city, except, built with the resources they have here, obviously.
Of course it does. They were humans. They were humans before the Calamity. The city was built before the Calamity, so of course it looks like a human city. And of course the orcs behave as humans, do you? What, do you think they're isolated here? How do you think orcs get onto where you're from? They accepted your gold, didn't they?
Certainly. Things here seem a little pricier than on the...
What, were you expecting to have to pay in blood or something like that? The heads of their enemies?
No.
Raw meat for them to eat?
No. I was not expecting that. I just wasn't expecting something so human. Maybe that is ignorant of me.
I don't know about ignorant, but maybe it's simply a product of not knowing, not being able to see the full picture, because you were not aware that there was more to the picture than what you had been told.
Seems like a better idea of this picture might give me and my friends some more direction.
Seems like someone has been hiding part of the picture from you, part of the painting. And it must be your job to uncover that part of the painting. And see what has been painted that has been hidden from you.
Agreed.
Very well.
Anyway, I always seem to be disturbing your sleep. I apologize for that.
I require much sleep. I have a lot going on.
Want to talk about it?
Want to talk about it?
Do you feel yourself up to discussing the problems of a god?
It's certainly a curious subject, that's for sure. What problems do you face?
Well, there are the people that come to talk to me every day, and that is a problem. Simply a volume, an issue of volume. But also there is a part of me, of my essence, that is at war with another being in the universe.
What being? Your enemies are mine.
As much as I appreciate your enthusiasm, I'm unsure that you could make any significant difference.
Well, does that being have servants like you have me as a servant?
Hi, Ghost.
Yes and no.
Well, if those servants of theirs do that being's will and I do yours, it would be in your will to counter them, no? Aw, it's the Ghostess with the schmostess.
Have you heard of a being named Tiamat?
It rings a bell.
Make a history check and a religion check.
What was that?
Make a history check and a religion check.
No, but I heard someone say something.
Yeah, Dustin said you're fucked.
Oh.
Oh, I thought he said we fucked.
Wait, you said a religion check and a history check? Okay. Religion check first. And history check second.
Okay. You have a vague understanding of who Tiamat is. You know that Tiamat is an evil proto-goddess. She's not quite on the same level as like the Platinum Dragon, but she is still incredibly powerful. She is a goddess of greed, and one of the deities that many dragons revere and worship. You also know that Tiamat is a dragon with 5 heads. 1 body, 5 heads, almost like the Hydra. 1 head for each color of the most common species of colored dragons. There's a black head, a blue head, green, red, and white. Each head can do its own thing. Like, they can all look in different directions and all be do their own thing.
Okay.
So, you know that Tiamat has a brother named Bahamut, who is the a kind of like the good version of Tiamat. He is a god of justice and law.
Like a proto-god also, not a full god like Platinum Dragon. Or is Bahamut a full god?
As far as you're aware, Bahamut is a god.
Oh, okay.
So, the Platinum Dragon asks, do you know who Tiamat is?
I know that dragons worship her, and she's got a lot of heads. And she's not quite good.
She's very far from good.
And I know her brother's a nice guy.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. I know that now too.
Yes, Tiamat is a chaotic force who... And an important note is that not all dragons worship Tiamat.
Right. Yes.
Hashtag not all dragons.
Wrath is deeply disturbed by that comment.
So, yes, much of my energy as a celestial being is spent fighting Tiamat. We're engaged in endless war, so much
Sounds tiring.
Yes, much of my energy is spent there.
Well,
so
you ever need soldiers for this war?
If I ever need someone to go kill someone in the real world, I will be sure to let you know. But I'm not sure there is much you can do against Tiamat herself. She is...
that sounds...
formidable.
Yeah, she sounds a little bit of a challenge for me.
Yes. Anyway.
Well, I wish you luck in the ongoing fight against Tiamat.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And I leave you to continue your rest. Thank you for the advice. Also, this is actually up now.
The dragon just kind of puts its head down and the light fades and the darkness rushes back in. And you feel yourself floating up now. And your head comes through the water. And you're coughing up water. The room is still dark and quiet, except for the sounds of you splashing and coughing.
Graf thinks to himself, that seems a lot more stressful than normal meditation to talk to him. I might not do that again, and swims back.
You swim back to where you have footing and you walk back out.
Yep.
You do note that, however, when you leave, your clothes are dry.
Interesting. With that, I go take a pee-pee.
Great. What's everyone else doing?
Did I win on my investigation check or whatever?
Yes, you were able to find a blacksmith. Yeah.
I walk up to the nearest blacksmith and be like, hey, do you recognize maybe the maker of this weapon? I noticed that there is like some sort of crystal or glass at the bottom of the hill.
Kind of takes it and looks at it. Slices through a piece of scroll of parchment with it. Seems rather impressed. I'm afraid I don't know. Know what you want for it.
It's not for sale.
Alright. He sets it back down on the counter. Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
Do you know of anybody who might be able to identify magical items?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a wizard lives down towards the main government buildings in the center of the city. Zalthu. He might be able to help.
Since I'm here, oh, I don't have my armor. Hold on. Oh, yes, I do. No, I don't. Okay, so I want to go to the wizard.
Okay. Where this wizard lives is pretty easy to find. The building stands out from the other ones. It's a kind of a pretty normal looking building, the first floor, and then there's a tower that just kind of juts out of the top. Looks like it was almost grown like a tree out of the inside, like the ceiling got removed around it and it just came out, and they kind of just patched the holes where the tower emerged. There's a little sign hanging down by the street that says Zalthu, professional wizard.
Sounds amazing. I want to walk inside.
Okay. You walk in, and there's a little bell on the door that kind of ding, ding, ding as you walk in. And you see a kind of a middle-aged, as far as you can tell, middle-aged orcish man look up and kind of, "Hello there, what can I do for you today?"
Well, you see, I was told that you might be able to identify magical items.
Certainly can, yes.
So I set the dagger onto this table or desk or whatever.
Let me see here. He kind of waves his hand over it and is clearly doing some kind of magic. Interesting. Oh, very interesting. He kind of opens his eyes and looks up at you. Well, what you've got there is a dagger. It's got a spell on it that binds it to the owner and means that nobody else can use it. So the fact that you're able to hold it tells me one of two things. One, you're the owner, or two, the owner's dead. Don't tell me which. Let me guess.
Oh.
I have no idea. Which one is it?
Well, I acquired it from a dead corpse.
Ha! I knew it all along. I just wanted to hear you say it.
I guess you found his blacksmith.
No, we went to the blacksmith. Blacksmith didn't know nothing. Now we are at the wizard who's identifying the magical weapon.
Some wizard, he seems.
Then, Fizzle, don't you have that magic sand or whatever?
Magic sand, magic sand. I pull out my bag of red sand.
Okay.
We don't know if it's
Show.
magical, do we?
I don't know.
We just
Found
red
a
sand.
wizard, and we're gonna try and find out.
Hey, wizard boy, what is this?
He pulls the bag open. It appears to be a bag of sand. Is
Is
it?
it magical?
Ah. Kind of waves his hand over the sand again.
I don't know. You tell me.
Not in the slightest.
Huh.
It really does appear to be just a bag of sand.
I wonder if
taste
it has
the-
any
I taste
value.
the sand.
Oh.
It's sweet.
What?
Is somebody sandbagging you, bro?
I just sandbagged myself.
Great.
It's sweet. Is it like?
Um,
Are these sprinkles?
I'm glad.
Is this like that
Seriously, are
that
these
crystallized like sprinkles?
Do we have to make a cake now?
The quest.
Fuck.
The most
Just
epic
because it's
cake.
did it melt? Did the grains of sand melt in his mouth?
Did this just
No, it
turn
was-
into an episode of
It was
Cake Boss?
crunchy and weird.
It was sand.
It was definitely sand, but it tasted sweet.
You know what else tastes sweet?
Your mom.
Oh. Oh God, how did you know?
Got him.
How do you know, Miles?
Yeah, that's the real question.
That's the real question.
I dislike.
And Clay goes and throws up in a corner.
I'm gonna go get some water while Miles
I
continues to creep me out.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna take my headphones off. Lamau.
Play now.
So, the dagger is a magical dagger that can only be wielded by the person who owned it or the person who found it after the person died.
Interesting.
Is it really like the person who found it? What is this, like the the wand from Harry Potter? Is it really like that, or is it just anyone?
Find unequipped.
I feel like it's anyone because the owner died.
But I think what he meant is like because I pulled it from the dead body. I don't know. I mean, we can clarify.
Yeah. Oh.
Because ideally, this weapon wouldn't be very good for me because I'm not proficient in daggers. I kind of feel like it's a good arson weapon. If there was a big axe in his back, I'd probably say, yeah, let me have that.
I love that Wind Waker poster on his door. Clay, I like your Wind Waker poster.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's tasteful.
Oh, you can't even see all of it. Hang on.
Yeah, I can't. Well, I know the image. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
But I like that you have it as a poster on your wall.
It's on my door.
And I appreciate
Door,
you.
door, not wall. What is a door but a part of the wall that opens?
Left.
Adam's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
Fine, we
Can't
were
handle this
wondering-
discussion.
We were wondering if, since I was the person who pulled the dagger out of the body, does that make it so that the knife can only be used by me? I don't know.
No, I do know. You don't know. What, you think I don't have the answers?
Well, I mean, I'm
He's-
sure you have the answer. But we asked the wizard, and I guess
You know what, Ken? I don't know.
You know what, Ken? That's a great question, and
You
it's
know,
one
Ken?
I don't have an answer to.
That's a great question, and
Hey,
I
had to
just
say-
don't know.
I had to say
He has the
that shit.
knowledge, but not the answer.
Not the capacity.
And furthermore, no desire to answer.
You know me so well.
I asked
He's
the
also
wizard.
eating. What are you eating, Clay?
It's like eating popcorn.
Yeah, it looks like cockcorn.
Cock porn?
Cockcorn.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Clay is always consuming cockcorn.
I
Constantly.
knew that Clay was a huge cock porn fan.
Constantly.
Straight from the get-go.
Mhm.
Addicted to the cockcorn.
Oh,
I'm gonna ask the wizard to be more specific. So, does this mean that the blade, since I pulled it from the body, that only I can wield it now, or is it just anybody can wield it now that the owner is dead?
no, it's just a knife.
No, it's just not. Fair enough. Would you be interested in buying some?
Out of curiosity,
Right?
how long ago did the owner of this knife die?
I think I've been wandering around for maybe about an hour. So about an hour ago.
You'll probably feel some residual magic on the knife, but it'll actually go away after a while.
So almost
Oh,
like a
the
static
buzz.
shock.
I'm unfamiliar with static.
Are we all here?
And electricity.
Electricity? I say, old bean.
You're kind of need some gold, boys.
Took some lightning
Didn't I give you,
and
like,
tied up that brass
2
cage.
platinum pieces, or
I never got any platinum.
Street lights.
I have literally 19 gold.
Hurry. You're welcome from my revolution.
that doesn't
Oh,
seem
I
right.
wonder. I wonder if you gave if you gave it to Helvar.
No, this was
Mm-mm. It was urine.
Huh.
it was after the swamp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless he spent it already. Did you already spend
No, I didn't spend that much.
200 gold already?
No.
Yeah, it was 200 gold.
No, because I used 50 of it to help craft
Sure you didn't buy a
crafts,
weapon? or anything?
swords, and that was pretty much it. And I bought one potion of water breathing, but I don't remember how much. It was.
You may have just not added the money to your inventory.
I kind of think that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, because I gave everybody, I'm pretty sure, 200 gold.
Okay, now I'm not broke like I thought I was.
There you go.
Do you have anything for sale? Maybe magical?
Ooh. Well, yes. Give me one moment. Ho, ho, ho.
As I eat all this cockborn.
Ho. Just shovel popcorn in my mouth like a heathen. I do have a few things. What would you be interested in?
Well, I don't know. Just wouldn't mind seeing what you all have available.
What are you looking for? Weapon, or armor, or items,
above.
magical scrolls?
All of the above.
You're fucking kill me. Sorry. We should probably be looking for this anvil, right?
We'll get to this anvil. I don't think it's going anywhere.
I might be though.
Going back to your time?
Oh, gonna die probably, but you know.
Bah.
Humbug.
Is there a way I can share this with you? Oh, I can.
In the meantime, while they're doing this, Grath heads to the council.
Thank you.
Are you using magic shop generator?
I'm following Garth.
Jeez, you got so loud.
Garth Brooks.
That's Dustin?
No, I am not Grath Brooks.
It's Grath Brooks.
Fuck Grath Brooks.
Are you eating a fish? What is that?
It looks like oh.
It's bread.
It's shit in bread, dude.
Shit on bread.
It's shit and bread.
It's in bread, dude.
It's
It's not on it. It's in it.
No.
a frozen taiyaki.
Yeah. So it's in it.
Taiyaki?
By definition, it's in it.
I went to the Asian store and decided to weed out.
Oh yeah.
Because I bought stuff for bibimbap and then I bought stuff for
Oh, bibimbap.
what's the
Love a good
rice
bibimbap.
cake? It's shaped like a triangle. What's that called?
Oh, I forget what the name of that is. They're good.
I'm gonna make those.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Onigiri. Okay. So, while you're looking at those items, Grath's going to the council building. Arthur said he's following. Seven, what are you doing?
Following.
Okay. And I am going to, in my head, pretend that Ganon said he was also going with you. So,
Okay.
You make your way kind of towards the center of town. You see a large building, walls around it. It doesn't look like a palace or anything. It looks like just a government building.
I wonder if they're democratic.
Walking inside, you see there's like a desk with like a few people sitting behind it. It looks like some of them are writing. There's a few people talking to people at the desk. Looks like a pretty standard reception area. On the wall on your right, you see a large, looks like map of the city with 4 numbers on it. Just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks something like that.
I like something like that when it loads.
Yeah, it's still loading.
Doshby. Oh, looks like district numbers. Okay.
Where's District 9?
All this stuff is so expensive.
That's where the prawns are.
Is that a Super Mario building? Super Mario! Super Mario!
Here's my brother Luigi to tell you a whole heap and pasta pile of information.
Is that a Super
Hello there,
Mario
Mario.
Super Mario! Super Mario! That's what my old assistant manager used to call me. Dustin can attest to that. Like, he would call me.
And then
Super
molested
Mario.
our thighs and
Oh,
calves.
yeah. And then would touch, like, our chest. It was weird.
Oh, that's inappropriate.
Yeah, that's not a workplace. That's not acceptable in a workplace.
Hey there, Mario. How you doing?
Man, okay.
Sexual harassment.
Hey, how you doing, Mario? Hey, what's up?
Got a lawsuit.
Hey, Mario, let me touch you.
It's good for you.
Anyway, Grath walks up to the people at the desk and says, "Hello there. Looking for someone I can talk to about the current political situation between your culture and the Namri."
The person behind the counter, an orc, looks up at you like, you what? Like, confused that you know about it.
So, me and my friends, we just arrived at this continent, and we came across the Namri first. As a matter of fact, they seemed to help us a little, and in return we gave them some water to help them. And just based on what we hear from them about you, and what we hear from your people about them, well, it leaves some more information to be desired. We're just curious, really. We'd like to,
No, of course, yes.
understand what's going on here.
Let's see here. Kind of flips through some papers. Looks like one of the council members is actually free for a little while here. They may be able to answer some of your questions.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Very well. Please come with me. And she leads you down a hallway. You see some, like, offices. Like, the inside of this building feels like a government building. It feels like you're walking through the DMV.
Great, so I'm unhappy.
Yes.
What's a deal?
So eventually, you get to a door, and she just kind of motions for you to wait. Knocks and goes inside. You see on the door, it says, Councilman Varfu. District 2.
I love that name. I love that name.
After a moment, she pokes right back. She comes back out. The councilman is ready to answer your questions. Have a good day.
I appreciate it. Thank you. You've been very helpful.
And she walks back off down the hall.
Grath walks into his office and... Hello, Councilman Varfu?
That Councilman Vafu, that is me. And he walks up to you, and a very kind of unassuming looking guy in just regular clothing. Just kind of walks up and shakes your hand, sits back down behind his desk and motions for you to sit. There's a few chairs.
Very nice of you to meet with me. I'm actually surprised that I was so easily granted some time with someone with such an important job here.
Well, I've got some time in between appointments, and I enjoy meeting new people. So, what can I say?
Well, we have a bit of an interesting story. We're adventurers from the northern continent, and we came here not too long ago to learn about your country and the people here, and try to find. We're basically on a bit of a religious quest, if you don't mind me putting it that way. A quest in which could greatly benefit one of my friends. At least we hope. But when we arrived, we came across the Namri first, and they were pretty kind and helpful to us. They are an interesting people, to say the least, with an interesting culture.
They're very, very interesting people. Yes.
And we couldn't help but notice, after speaking with quite a few of them and one or two of your people, that your two cultures don't seem to interact very much, and we were just very curious about the relationship between your two peoples and why it is the way it is.
Well, kind of leans back in his chair. Many years ago now. This was before my time on the council. Much before that, actually. We discovered that Namri were living out in the desert. And so we began, speaking with them and giving them things that they needed, and they gave us things that we needed. We offered them useful magic, and they taught us to traverse the desert, which is a magic all its own.
Yes, it seems they are very efficient at it.
That they are. And eventually, we offered them water. As sort of a, you clearly need some water. Here's some water. Here's enough for literally all of the Namri to drink water for days.
I must say, when we arrived there with a full barrel of water, they were shocked and deeply honored that we would give them a quarter of it.
The Namri have a very certain reverence towards water that most...
It seems almost religious.
That is a good way to put it, yes. Most do not have the same level of reverence for the water that the Namri do. That much is certain. However, when we offered them the water, they accepted, obviously, of course they would. But they wanted to bless it first. They have a whole blessing ceremony that they do. They thank their goddess Enos.
We are acquainted with that ceremony.
They thank their goddess Enos for the water. Back when this happened, we were a much more religious people. It's fallen off some amongst the orcs, but for the most part, just now and certainly then, the orcs are very religious. And back then they were much more protective of their religion, and of their beliefs. And did not wish to participate in this ritual because they felt that it would be disrespecting their gods. Taking part in a ceremony for another god, they felt conflict there, and so said, we'd rather not, you shall have the water. And the Namri did not like that, and insisted that they take the water back. And since then have refused any attempt to send assistance. Because some orcs did not want to turn their backs on their gods as they saw it. to participate in a water blessing ceremony. So, that is the reason that that relationship appears the way it does.
I see that. Well, they are certainly a proud people to deny water when they are in such dire need for it.
They certainly are, yes. It's not... I would not call it the wise thing to do, but they take their beliefs very seriously.
Yes, well, I think their beliefs have pretty much enabled their ongoing survival in these conditions. You have a very difficult land to live in.
And for that...
For you, resources seem pretty plentiful. For them, not so much.
Well, the reason for that is because we've adapted in a different way than they have. The Namri survive on what they have here. We get things from other places and bring it back. We use magic, they do not.
You import water?
Of course we do. Why would we not? We import water, food, animals. We import all kinds of things. How do you think orcs end up where you're from? Whether they walked
I mean,
through the desert.
yes, clearly there is.
And then swam across the
travel
water.
And trade.
Of course, yeah.
Yes. Yes, I understand that.
And
As a matter of fact, I used to have an orc friend that, well, I'm not really sure what happened to him. But, he was a horny fella. Well, I think, and pardon me, I am a foreigner who is not too accustomed, so please excuse my boldness here, but I feel like maybe you should use your position of power on the council to revisit opening relations with the Namri.
We've tried.
They are in deep need, and I feel like the gods, as we know them, one of which I am well acquainted with, the Platinum Dragon, as I am a paladin of his, would understand going through their customs to help them.
We have tried. But do not be fooled by the Namri's apparent need. They have water. They have food. But
Looked at ours like it was gold.
of course they did. Why would you not attempt to get more water whenever you can, when it's such a precious resource?
Of course. I just feel like positive relations between your two cultures would be beneficial for you both.
Of course it would.
And
But the Namri are anything but receptive to that idea, unfortunately. We've tried reaching out to them. We've tried sending them barrels of water and just leaving it. Putting it out in front of where we know they live and just leaving it there and just being take it. Don't even have to interact with us. Come back in a few days and the water's still there.
Hello? Hello.
Hello. Well, that is certainly unfortunate.
We've tried sending people to interact with the Namri. And
When they described your culture, it came off like they thought of you all as cruel and unsharing.
Let me guess. They said that we insulted their gods.
Maybe not directly insulted their gods, but just thought too differently.
Disrespected their beliefs.
Perhaps. Maybe if you approach them again claiming you've grown and would like to respect their beliefs and say that you see them as equals.
And speak to who? Who do we talk to? Every time we go off into the desert, we see no one.
Well, you said you know where they live. Why not go to their doorstep?
Well, speak to that massive rock they've got in front of the door. Listen. Grath, I appreciate your concern for the Nunnery. However, they are more resilient and resourceful and better off than I think you give them credit for.
Fair enough. They do seem very capable.
Are there any other questions you have about our civilization while you have me?
Yes, actually. One of the things that is different from... Well, when I came here and I first arrived at this city, I learned of a lot of similarities between your culture and ours on the continent to the north. And, I mean, rightfully so, as the orcs were once humans, and it just makes sense. However, our cities seem to be a little more of an aristocracy. And I find you here in what looks like a government building rather than a palace. Is it a democracy here? Or a republic? Or is there a leader that isn't elected?
There are 4 leaders. None of them elected.
How do you come to be part of the council?
Well, there are 4 districts. We've split the city up by population into 4 different sections. So there are roughly the same number of people, the same number of adults, rather, in all 4 districts.
Okay.
Every 2 years, a name is drawn from a list of adults in that district, and the person whose name is on that piece of paper is a council member for 2 years.
Is every single name in the city up for drawing? Or...
Every adult under the age of 60.
Interesting. And if this person finds, or if the city finds itself under the rule of someone unsavory or incapable of ruling
Well, that's why there's 4.
justly.
That's why there's 4 council members. Nothing happens in the city. Nothing major happens in the city without the approval of all 4 council members. And in the unlikely case that there is a council member who is so incompetent or so unwilling to do their job that it is causing actual harm to the city, then they're replaced. And a new name is drawn, and that person serves out the rest of the first council member's term.
The decision to replace them comes from the other 3 council members?
Yes. If the 4th person is, does not come to meetings or is actively unwilling to help or whatever, they are removed from the council. You see, where we are right now is actually right below where the divergence happened.
South of, or below physically?
Below physically. The divergence happened above us.
I see.
So here is a wellspring of magic. Remnant magic from that event.
I see.
And as such, this is something you may have noticed, that a lot of the orcs you speak to, or interact with, where you're from, seem less intelligent, more aggressive, more animalistic.
Well, I try not to sound bigoted.
You can say it. It's a fact of being an orc.
Okay, go on.
When the divergence happened and that magic spread across this continent and changed humans into orcs, we maintain our human thought process, even though our bodies are closer to animals. That is what happened when when that magical burst occurred, is that the physical was mutated, as was the mental, to some degree. But being near the source of that magic keeps our minds sharp. In fact, we've done some research, and the closer you are to the center of the city, the more intelligent you become.
Interesting.
The closer you are to the magic, the more intelligent you are in general, as an orc, and as a...
So is this something that is actively dynamic? Like if you walk away from the center of the city, you get stupider, and if you walk back towards the city, you regain the intelligence?
It's not quite that fast, and also not quite that dramatic. It takes place over a much larger scale.
Okay.
The people who live out of the edge of the city, if you just spoke to them in conversation, there would not be any noticeable difference in intelligence or vocabulary or anything like that between the people on the edge of the city and in the center of the city. As such, because we're all on a much more level playing field, we've all come to realize that certain ways of structuring our lives are better than others. We all understand the importance of serving your term on the city council. There are some people in this city who will be born in this city and will die in this city that will never serve on the council, because that's just how fortune favours it. Their name does not come up in the drawing, and they do not serve on the council. There are thousands of people in this city, and a name is chosen every 2 years. Say you live to be 100. There are only so many chances for your name to be drawn between the ages of 16 and 60.
Right.
So, we all understand the importance of being on the council. We all, many years ago, agreed to this.
It seems like a pretty good system.
It is. It works well. Clearly it works well. We're all still here, aren't we?
Indeed. Let the results do the talking, I always say.
The longer you stay here, you may find yourself changed by the residual magic in the area. You may find yourself feeling different in one way or another. It's impossible for me to describe the feeling to you. You'll know it when you feel it. But it may be something that happens.
Well,
And
we will stay a while.
You'll definitely notice it when you leave the city. And you feel that feeling, even if you didn't notice it arrive, you'll feel it disappear.
Interesting. Well, I know you're a government man, but I have to ask, since it's something we're looking for.
Mm.
Have you ever heard anything about a Great Forge?
The Allhammer Forge.
Yes.
I mean, I've heard the legends, of course, the stories.
It may sound silly, but that is what me and my friends are looking for.
You are not the first people to look for it, and I can assure you, you won't be the last.
A lot of travelers have come through the city looking for the forge?
Not a lot, but enough that we remember it.
Hmm. Interesting. So they've come to the city. Did any of them let on what led them here?
It's usually people looking to make some cheap, some quick coin.
Interesting. We're not really looking for money, even though, obviously, any coin helps, but it's just, based on some conversations my friends have had with gods in interesting situations have led us here.
Well, I'm afraid I don't have any specific information.
Yes, I understand.
But
You must be busy anyway. I'm sure you have a lot to do today as a council member. Me and my friends will probably be in the city for the next few days, maybe. I'm not sure how long we'll stick around, but if you need us, we've been staying at the inn. What was the name of the inn we were at?
oh shit!
I don't even know if he ever gave us a name.
Oh, I did.
I think that
He did.
Fuck.
It was something funny too. Yeah, I remember it was funny.
what level would the scroll of Eldritch Blast be if I purchased it?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Called the Suck Shack.
We'll call it
Some kind of insight?
level 5.
I will purchase the scroll.
People who pay less than 24 gold.
You know, luggage.
Hey, I'm trying to find the name of the inn.
Shack, bait.
I feel like 2 rooms, 3 beds.
You walk in.
Regardless, I mean, Graf tells him the name of the inn we've been staying at.
Okay.
And heads up.
As you leave, you see him.
Tells him he's been very helpful.
Of course.
Yes.
Have a normal accent, whereas the elves all have like Scottish.
He as he leaves, you see him drop back down in his chair and start writing again.
What world? That was a Scottish accent that I was doing.
Yeah, that is nothing
No,
close
no,
to
no,
it.
no.
For us, that would be-
The elves. A lot of
What
like your.
is this a Scottish accent?
I know what you mean.
Before I leave,
Definitely not your accent, that's for sure.
It's funny.
any work that needs doing that me and my friends could do for you for maybe a few quick coin, since we were discussing other travelers.
Oh, you're still talking to Varfu?
Yeah, before, as I was leaving the office, I turned around and asked.
I will consult with the council and see if they have anything that needs done. And I know you're staying, so I'll let you know if we need any help.
Thank you. And Graf.
Okay, so you head down, follow these directions, and you come to, sure enough, an inn called the Ivory Seal.
It's called the Ivory Seal.
The Ivory Seal, yep. That's not funny. It's not funny at all.
That's not funny
I thought
at
it was
all.
funny. I thought it was funny. Why did I remember something funny?
Because the other inn names have been silly.
Yeah. True.
So I'm gonna buy the scroll off of him of Eldritch Blast,
Okay.
and then I'm also gonna ask him if he has any things that he needs done or needs us to acquire for him. Quest adventures.
I don't have anything at the moment that I need done that I can't do myself. I'm afraid I don't really have anything at the moment. No. Or anything that needs collecting or anything like that. Sorry.
Is there like a spot where you'd have job postings in this city?
There may be potentially a job board near the council building. Not 100% sure, but there might be, yes.
Thank you very much for all your assistance.
Yes, of course, happy to help.
What store, like, where are we in location in the city? Where's your
Urim and Vizsla are...
That's a weird name for a place.
right there. Purple,
Yeah.
purple circle in 4, in the district number 4.
Are
We're in
there
district number 4.
are there any walls surrounding the city?
Surrounding the city? No. There's walls surrounding the main, like the council building in the center, but there's no city walls.
I'm gonna walk out onto the sand.
Okay.
Just gonna walk out of the city.
You walk out
Some sand.
into the sand.
Yep.
Feel the sand beneath your feet. Kind of shift as you walk.
I want to stop and just want to sit down.
Okay.
Crisscross applesauce.
You sit down in the sand. Take a sip of your water. The
I
sun's
just want to meditate.
sun's beginning to set now. What are you meditating on?
I'm trying to just use my feelings, search for the truth.
The truth of what?
Of course. No, I'm just kidding.
Got your feelings, Anakin.
You know it'd be true.
Reach out with the force.
I'm just gonna reach out and try and talk to. Hold on. I got it.
Wild mother.
Hold on. Nope. No. Talk to Ines.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Go and make a wisdom check.
Interesting choice, but I like it. I like it. I give your chin a little tickle. Doing a nice job.
Fuck.
Did you see we're gonna tickle his chin?
Yeah.
Make a religion check.
He looks like he would enjoy a nice little chin tickle. He looks like
Wait, religion check for a chin tickle?
No. Do you believe hard enough, Jordan?
Believe in the chin tickle. It is all you have left.
Wait, that's all I have left?
Okay, so sitting in the sand, you feel the hot sun still beating down on you.
I'm your hot son.
Oh God. No.
Listen. I'm not saying anything. Don't listen.
So you sit there, meditating, and you reach out to Ines. And as you sit there, you kind of feel yourself nodding off a little bit. Your chin drops to your chest and you fall asleep. And after you eventually wake up and cast look around a little bit, and you hear the crackling of a campfire. You see some fire, like the dancing shadows on the side of a dune just around the corner, just around from another dune that's right in front of you. Looking behind you, you don't see the city behind you.
Oh, I'm gonna walk toward it. I'm gonna walk toward the fire around the dune.
Okay. Oh, eat my dick.
Okay.
Oh, consume the wiener.
Consume the wiener.
Consume the wiener.
Here we go.
Consume it. Consume it. The wiener.
Why is it playing?
That's a sound. Certainly a sound.
How'd the meditation go?
I'm in a dreamlike state. With the city, I woke up, city's not behind me, and I'm about to go investigate some nighttime, and I'm gonna go investigate some fire around the corner of a dune.
Fire.
So you walk around this corner and you see 3 figures sitting in front of the campfire.
Hello?
They'll look up at you as you approach, and you see on the left an older man sitting with a walking stick across his lap. On the right, you see another man sitting with a partially mummified face with 2 burning arrows in his eyes and 1 burning arrow up through the bottom of his chin, burning in his mouth. And in the center, you see a woman in flowing blue robes that kind of disappear off into the desert behind her. She's holding her neck, and there's a jar sitting in the sand next to her. They'll look up at you as you approach.
We need help finding this forge.
What forge would that be?
Forge of
Great Forge. They all have.
Great Forge? They all have a forge.
I don't know any Oldhammers. Don't know any great forges either.
Just need directions. Need
Oh,
guidance.
no.
Tell me, Vista. Have you thought any more about why you're here?
To help stop a great to help stop a deity of some sort. But do you know why I'm here? Do you know the real reason?
No. That is beyond the scope of my knowledge.
Can you tell me what this bag of sand is?
She reaches out her hand.
I place bag of sand in it.
She takes it and looks at it. Looks up at you. Confused.
Shit.
Looks back at the sand. You said it's a bag of sand?
That's what. Oh my god, is it spice? Is it. Sorry, that was third person. Or out of character. That's what I think it is. I mean, I tasted the sand, but it's coarse and grainy, but it tastes sweet.
Janet takes a pinch out. Looks at it in her hand. Sniffs it. Yeah. Kind of tastes it. Oh. Oh. goodness. No, take this back. She kind of
Okay.
thrusts the bag of sand back at you, and is like visibly like disgusted by just oh god, oh no. I don't know what that is, but I certainly don't like it.
What?
Shumron on your left kind of shifts.
What's his name?
Shumron?
Bruh?
Shumron.
Okay.
Kind of shifts slightly and. What is the forge that you're looking for?
There's a place where perhaps we can build this mysterious metal that I have, forge it into something.
Forge it into what?
Maybe armor? Armor or...
Kybris on your right kind of looks disapprovingly at you as you say armored. Only cowards wear armor.
Oh. Bitch.
Does Vizsla fight a god now?
Fuck it, I might as well, right? Shit. No, I'm not gonna do that. That is of, your own opinion. See, this is pointless, and I'm just gonna walk away and go back to.
What do you want to find in the forge?
I guess we want to find a.
No. What do you want to find in the forge?
Answers, I guess.
To what?
To what the fuck this metal is.
That's all. You're going through all this trouble over some metal.
I guess I'm going to help Yerm find, his god, his.
My legendary hammer.
And, build cool shit on it.
Build cool shit. It's cool.
All that cool shit is pretty cool.
Maybe to get back to find answers on how to get back to my own time. Maybe I can build something. Maybe something
I'll build you a time machine.
like a time machine.
I suppose. I've got something for you, Vizsla.
Oh,
And Enos turns and pushes her hand down into the sand.
great.
Then pulls out a small wooden box, probably about this big.
Great.
Just hands it to you.
Okay.
What's in the box?
I open the box.
You open the box, and you see what looks like a key. Except
Okay.
the teeth of the key don't just go in one direction. They go like 360 degrees around the barrel of the key.
Okay.
So there's some, they come out in all different directions, and they're not all coming out straight. Some of them are at angles, and
Yeah.
like kind of some. Then you see a few that look like they're curved or coming out, like this. And there's only any key I've ever seen before.
Well, what is this key to?
I don't know.
Can I pull out that small metal bar and show them see if it's related to it? I guess I don't.
Yeah, so you have the small metal bar in your hand. You give it. What are you doing with it?
Can I see if there's like any visible, like, I don't know, maybe it's like a magical contraption, old key thing.
The key and the bar don't like react to each other or anything. There's no hole for the key to go in.
I'm gonna ask if she knows what this. If anybody, I'm actually gonna address the group. Does this small metal bar look like?
Does this smell like anything to you? Smell my finger.
Does this smell?
Shumron takes it and looks at it. Kind of shrugs and hands it to Enos, who seems equally as confused. Hands it to Kybris, who tries to like pull it and then tries to squeeze it and twist it and bend it and like just yeah. And he goes to hand it to you. As you reach out to take it, he lets go of it early. It drops into the sand. You look at it, and there's small red runes glowing on the face of it now, as it drops down into the sand.
Okay. I pick it up.
Okay. You pick it up, and as you look at them, the runes fade away.
Maybe red sun.
Can I investigate if I know what the ruins are?
Put it back in the...
Yeah, make a... Oh, God, make an intelligence check.
The voice is invisible. Put it back in the sand.
Back in the sand. Back in the sand.
Touch it. Touch your butt with it.
Fuck, man, my rolls suck dick. What the fuck, son?
Put it next to your butt.
No, I'll suck pee-pee.
I got a 5. Just FYI.
The runes are not familiar to you.
It's gone. Okay. I guess I'm gonna put it back in the sand and see if anything else happens.
Okay. Set it back down on the sand. And as it comes in contact with the sand, you watch as the runes back onto it.
Can anybody read this?
The three gods look at it, look back up at you, look back down at the bar. Read what?
My character just going perpetually insane. Like, is that literally what is going on? Like,
Yes. This is what's going on.
oh fuck.
We are actually all the other characters in this are just figments of your imagination.
Great.
And you're in a coma.
My hyper paranoia is like aware.
You're actually already dead.
You have to let Grath go. He died 12 years ago. You have to let him go.
Oh, great.
You're actually playing as Bruce Willis in Cyberpunk.
I hate this so much.
Return
Bruce
the
Willis
slab.
in Cyberpunk. Oh fuck. Cool. I pick it up and I pick it back up and ask the gods, is there anything more that I can answer for you?
Inez just kind of shakes her head.
Is there anything I can do? Wait, I just asked that, didn't I? Sorry. Right?
Mhm.
Goodbye, and I thank you. And I walk around back to where I was meditating originally.
Okay. You walk back over there. And the fire, you turn around and the fire has gone out behind that dune. The sand around you is illuminated only by moonlight. What do you do?
guess I'm gonna put the rune back in the, or the bar in the sand, and I'm gonna touch the key to it.
Okay.
I don't really have any.
So you set it down in the sand, and the runes. You see, you're gonna touch it with.
What color are the runes?
The runes are red. Kind of a very dark red, almost maroon.
Okay. I'm gonna pick it back up, and I'm gonna go back to meditating so that I can go back to the reality, I guess.
Okay, you sit down.
So I have a plan to do this outside of it, just in case something.
You sit there for a while.
Shit. He's not gonna.
No city.
Fuck.
Still nighttime.
Okay.
Red sand, red runes.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. I was gonna do it outside of whatever I'm in. Fuck it. All right, I'm gonna throw the rune or the metal bar back down on the ground on the sand, and I'm going to pour the bag of red sand over it.
Okay. So you set it down in the sand, and you watch the runes once again. You pour some red sand on it, and as you do, the sand burns away. And the smell in the air is sickly sweet.
The fuck? Who's that? Ghosty little butthole.
No.
So it's just sickly sweet.
The smell, yeah. The sand kind of burns off the bar and leaves behind this sweet smell. You only put you just did a little bit of sand.
Can I touch the key to the bar?
Touch the key to the bar. Tink.
Nothing. Can I pour the entire bag of sand over it?
You pour all the sand out on the bar, and the sound, that burning sound, comes back louder. And you watch as the sand almost looks like it's bubbling and boiling in front of you on the ground. And it almost comes like a rolling boil. And then the red sand kind of begins to in place and spread out away from the bar and form like lines reaching out into the sand, kind of like roots. It looks almost like the roots feeling for something as it spreads out across the sand until eventually there's no more sand on top of the bar. It's all been pulled out. And these long, reaching roots go out maybe 8 or 9 feet in every direction, and now it's just sitting there.
Okay.
The red rune's still glowing on the bar.
Shit. I'm gonna touch the rune, I guess.
Okay.
So you said everything's just kind of like a trunk of roots, essentially?
Yeah, so you've got the metal bar about the size of a flash drive in the sand.
Okay.
You poured the red sand on top of it, and the red sand is now coming out of it, like just on top of the regular sand, spreading out across it like roots.
Okay.
Spreading away from a tree. So you're gonna touch the bar?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do
Okay.
it.
Reach out and you touch the bar, and it's hot to the touch.
Okay.
And you see that your finger's been burned just from that quick contact. You see there's some kind of like residue left on the, like that pulled off your finger on the bar, and it burns away, and the sand roots back into the bar. And then it, out of the sand, like boiling and bubbling, as red sand just kind of appears, and a figure kind of bubbles up out of the red sand, made of sand. You see it's got a head and body and arms. And it's kneeling on the sand. You can see the metal bar is in its forehead right here. The rune's still burning. And you see it's it's kneeling down on the sand. And as it sits there, it becomes more defined, and the sand becomes more detailed. Almost like it's like gaining grains of sand. And adding to the detail, you see specific facial features appearing that weren't there before. It was just a smooth head, but now you're getting eye sockets and eyeballs and eyebrows and ears, a nose, jawline, mouth, teeth within that mouth. It's weird because you're watching its cheeks like shift as teeth just appear inside the mouth. Its arms become more defined, its hands more detailed. The clothing it's wearing begins to appear as actual clothing and not just a mass of sand. It's wearing loose-fitting clothing. The kind for traveling the desert in. You see it's got like a belt kind of thing. And it's got 2 knives on the belt. And it's got like a bag for carrying things. Eventually the bubbling and, crazy boiling of the sand comes to a stop. And this figure is just crouched before you. Unmoving. Make a wisdom check.
Come on, Nat 20.
Go, brains! Go, brains, go!
You've seen
that's not a nat 20.
you've seen yourself in a mirror enough times to recognize your own facial features,
Fucking knew it. God damn it.
God.
even if they are portrayed in sand.
Who are you? What am I? What is hand?
It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere.
Hello?
As your mouth moves and says hello, you see its jug. No sound, just the sound of moving sand.
It needs your vocal cords.
Great. Can I kill it? I'm done.
Jeepers, creepers.
This thing's gonna steal me. Steal my soul.
It's a body snatcher.
Yeah, sand body snatcher.
Fucking
It's a
hate you guys
sand demon.
so much.
Demon.
What are you doing?
Can I rip the bar out of his forehead?
You reach forward and grab the bar, and its sandy hand comes up and puts its fingers on your forehead. The same place that yours are resting against the sand, its fingers are resting against your forehead.
Oh, it's
Learning
like
a new sand jutsu?
It's
Yeah,
a
dude.
mirror.
sand clone shadow jutsu.
Yeah, holy shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
I stand up, I guess.
Okay.
Since I'm kneeling.
You stand up, it stands up, perfectly mirroring your movements,
I look at it and I nod my head and wave my hand.
and it mirrors you. It's like you're looking into a mirror made of sand.
I pull my dick out and start vigorously masturbating. No.
You see a sand schlong appear.
Oh. Great.
Extra gritty for her pleasure.
Alright.
I'm gonna give it a high five.
Okay. You put your hand up and meet it, and it feels like you hit sand.
Can I look around and see if anyone's around? If anything's around?
You look around, and the only thing of any note that you see is a circle of red sand out at where the edges of the roots of red sand went. There's now a thin circle in the sand at about 8 feet out from where you're standing in every direction.
Cool. Can I walk over to that, I guess? Step over it?
You walk up, and as you go to step over it, the sand rushes up and pushes your foot back into the circle.
Am I gonna have to fucking fight myself? Holy shit. Yeah, I am.
Remember that if you attack yourself, it's going to attack you back with the same force.
I'm gonna sit down and meditate.
You sit down right at the edge, or where are you sitting?
I guess right at the edge. I guess I'm gonna try and control the sand.
Okay. You sit down.
I guess. Like control the sand, like the metal. I don't know. Fuck. What the fuck, man? I want to meditate.
Okay.
But I want to face my sand clone jutsu.
Okay.
And I guess I want to meditate on how I can either get out of this reality or how to figure out what the fuck this is.
Okay. So you sit there and meditate and focus on what's in front of you. And you remember when you touched the thing, the bar, it was like hot to the touch. And it left some residue from your finger behind on it. And you remember that is seemingly what turned it on.
So if I got the residue off, I guess I'll take some water and splash it on the room.
So you're just gonna splash some water on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Splash away, and you hear it off the bar. You see that the sand kind of right here becomes darker as it gets wet.
I don't know what to do, guys. I'm genuinely fucking. I've been bamboozled.
And this is where we end tonight.
I guess can I make a perception check?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. What are you trying to perceive?
What the fuck is going on around me, and trying to piece how this thing is. I don't know. What the fuck is going on around me?
Okay. Around you in the desert, there is nothing. There is just sand.
Okay.
There's the circle of red sand around you, and there's the you in red sand in front of you. The only thing.
So now about the me in front of me.
Yeah.
The sand double. Can he move freely, go forward, go backward, left, right, without disturbing the circle, or because he is part of the circle, correct?
It appears to be made of the same sand.
Red sand or normal sand?
Yeah.
Red sand.
Okay.
The only thing that's really stands out right now is the bar in its forehead with the runes still glowing on it.
Can I put the key to it? That's
Okay,
all I
you
have.
walk towards it. It walks up to you. It mirrors your movements, walking up to you. You touch with the key, and tink, and its sand head kind of comes up and touches an imaginary key to your forehead. Tink. Nothing.
Hear that motherfucking thing back to you with your knife. It's only gonna shoot sand at your face.
You're right. But I don't know if it's... yeah.
What do you have to lose?
My life. Alright, cool, fuck it.
It's overrated, bro.
I'm gonna throw one of the daggers.
Life's overrated.
Throw it.
I'm gonna throw... here. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Where is here?
I'm gonna throw here, I guess. Right, it's Chapink.
Okay. So you take out here, and you throw at this sand figure. And as you take out a knife, it takes out a knife. And as you throw your knife, it throws a knife made of sand, and right through the air at you. And you hear your knife ping, off the bar in its forehead and in the sand, and you feel like a sharp, like a poke, as the sand kind of bounces off you and down into the sand. And you notice that the knives landed in a perfect mirror of each other.
Supposed to like jerk myself off here? Did you give me the perfect scenario to commit like lone
Dutch rudder?
masturbation?
A Dutch rudder?
It's sand, and sand is malleable. Can you walk through it?
Hey, wait a second.
Can I?
Why don't you try to grab on your actual person it from your own forehead?
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab my own forehead, I guess, and
Okay.
you fucking rip it off, I guess. I don't know.
So you put your hand up like this and kind of pull across, and you watch as its sand hand kind of does that, and you see the bar kind of move between its sand fingers until it is in its hand. And you watch as the bar just back up to its forehead.
Fuck. That's all I got, Miles. I'm sorry.
But when you did this, and your hand got near where the bar is on its sand figure, it felt hot. Your hand felt hot when it was near your forehead.
I have to like cut my own skull open.
Yes.
It's getting like real like.
I'm gonna give you a second to think about this and go pee.
Great.
Have fun.
Thanks.
Miles, you should place your forehead against its forehead.
You know, I thought about that, and
Make out with it.
I honestly
Yeah,
don't
you should
care.
make
I'm just
out
gonna
with it.
no keep.
Just,
I'm just
grab
gonna-
it yourself.
Well,
Go up
see, I
and
tried
the
to
bar
grab
off
it,
yourself.
and like.
He tried to grab it last time, but it was like it would burn his hand at the touch of it. That's why I thought, using the sand to try to grab it. Which, I mean, we moved it, so we made progress, I
There's
guess.
definitely something there, but
What if I like grabbed it and like moved it to a specific part of the body? I guess.
threw it down.
Or
like
maybe just like what Jordan said, put your head up to the
To its
bar.
forehead. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do that first, see if that works, and I'm gonna drag it down to my pelvic
There you
and
go.
see if I have a secret pee-pee hole or some shit.
Hot
I have I
pee-pee.
have no idea. Like now, I kind of just want to take my knife, stab it into my forehead, and see what happens.
I mean, technically, you are in like a dream.
I am in a
state.
dream state, and I forgot about
That's
that.
True,
so-
I forgot it. Yeah.
Do I have a crowbar? I have a crowbar.
You gotta pry it off your own forehead.
Pry it off my own forehead, I guess.
Got rope? Lasso.
I got no
Lasso it.
rope.
God, no rope.
No rope.
You know what, Miles?
Guess I should have brought rope.
Here.
in.
Here's your fucking
Oh.
rope. All right.
Hell yeah. Tie
He's
me up.
prepared.
Oh no.
Sure is a long jerk off session, Clay.
So, Nick, can you see those wildfires from your house?
No.
No, they're not that close.
No. I just see the smoke. I live in a valley, like
Oh.
that's like below the mountains that are on fire. Called the Valley, Silicon Valley.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just see the smoke come over the hill,
Is Dustin
and we're just like, wow.
What?
Dustin doing okay over there?
Yeah.
Dustin, you got any ideas?
I do not have any that came to mind.
Damn it.
Okay. How was that session?
Yeah, it was alright. What's up? Got any more ideas?
I'm gonna put my forehead to its forehead.
Okay.
See what happens.
Walk towards it. It walks towards you. You lean forward and it meets your forehead, and you feel hot on your forehead. It's very like a.
There.
You what?
I'm gonna stay there.
Okay. And as you do, you hear the sound of sand moving. And you see. And there's no more red sand. There's just a metal bar sitting in the sand.
What the fuck? Okay. Thank you, Jordan.
This is the
Can
way.
This is the way, I guess. Can I perceive and see if anything's different about me?
Yeah. Well,
So the sand wasn't like I didn't suck the sand up, but the red sand's gone.
the sand, as far as you could tell, went into the bar.
Okay, cool. I guess I'll pick up the bar.
Okay. Pick up the
and
bar.
See if anything's different with it.
It's a little heavier than it was.
Okay.
And
Do you shake the bar and does it make a sound? Yeah. Like a
A maraca?
Oh, can you like open your mouth? While you do that?
yeah,
Oh.
there you go. Like this? Is
Uh,
that what you want? There you go.
What you want?
yeah,
Is that what you want?
It feels physically heavy, and it is also kind of a.
How does it feel mentally?
It's an emotion.
Like a burden.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
That's what this feels like to me. Thank you.
In your hand, there's almost a static around the bar of like a magical kind of static.
It's bound.
There's a magical
It's
static
kinda-
around the bar.
Okay.
A magical static around the bar.
Okay, I get it. Got it the first time. Cool. I'm gonna try and meditate again. Try and get back to the fuzzy tingle times, I guess.
You sit down. You open your eyes. Look to your left. There's the city.
Great. Can I pull out the bar in the bag of red sand, I guess, if I still have it?
The bag of red sand is gone, but you do have the bar. And it still feels heavier than it did. And it feels like there's a static. It's like I got a static charge.
Can I check my pockets to see if I have the key?
Yep. Keys in your pocket.
I'm gonna go back to Yerm.
Okay.
Yerm,
Yes, Vizsla?
I had a really bad trip. But
I told you not to eat those mushrooms.
I did warn you.
I did.
They are quite potent.
But in this vision, I dropped this small silver bar in the ground. I don't know why I was speaking that because I'm sorry. And I poured the red sand over it. It's like absorbed into this bar now. You have any idea what the fuck this is?
Well, that is quite interesting.
Say what?
May I see the bar?
I pulled the bar out.
Okay.
And lay bar.
Pull the bar out, and you notice, Vizsla, that the red runes are still burning on it.
Does Yerm see it? And Yerm?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see this? Okay.
Yerm, you see red runes burning on the metal bar.
Since could I do like a history check, considering like dwarves are pretty known for runes and stuff?
Sure. You got nothing.
No.
Nani.
Nani?
Naniko.
Can I hand it to Yerm to hold?
Yeah, you hand it to Yerm. It's heavy.
Does it feel anything? Okay.
There's some static around it. It's warm. Feels like it's got a static charge.
You're describing my dick.
Oh?
Why does your dick have a static charge?
Dagger.
Answer that question. Without revealing my secrets.
I told you I'd have to kill you.
Great.
If I tell you that, I would have to kill you.
Yerm, do you still have that dagger? That had that weird
Why, yes, I do.
magic to it.
So I grab the dagger out of my pack and I kind of try to, I guess, join the two items together in a way. Like maybe place the hilt of the dagger to the rod.
You doing what with a rod?
Ting. Ting,
Yeah,
ting,
what are we doing
ting.
with the rod again?
Well, it doesn't seem like that's doing anything. Did you see anything else or acquire anything else during your trip?
Got this key. It looks very strange. Could be a skeleton. I don't know what that means. You know,
Skeleton key?
I don't know what the fuck's going on anyways. Going insane over here.
Maybe we should take this rod to the wizard again.
You say Rod?
A rod master?
The rod.
Rodimus Maximus?
I'll show you my rod. I will not be doing that. That was a lie.
I don't want to go back to that wizard because he kind of wasn't knowledgeable at all. If we find another, we should go find the others. How about that? Let's go find the others.
Should we go look at the job board to see if we can have anything?
I want to look at that right now. I just got back from a really bad trip.
I told you not to eat the mushrooms, but
I'm seeing these cards moves that you guys can't see. I'm not looking for a fucking job right now. You can go look. I'm gonna go find everyone else.
Alright, so I toss him his rod back.
My bar, not my
Your
rod.
bar.
You have the rod, or
You don't touch its rod.
Um,
Miles, quit touching my rod, dude. Jeez.
Okay.
So
I
gotta
don't
look at
have
the
the
job
map up.
posting.
Kid.
What'd you say, Yerm?
I don't.
I go look at the job postings, which I assume is where the black, like thick walls are.
Yeah, that's the government building. Do you need the picture back up, Miles?
The middle of the city, right?
Yeah.
For the most part.
I guess I'll just follow Yearn because I don't really know where anyone is.
I do just want to mention
Yes.
that you were meditating for a few hours and the sun is setting. The sun has set.
Okay.
It is nighttime.
Okay. So I have no idea.
What has everyone else been doing for the past couple hours? While Visla has been on his trip.
I want to look for a. Are there doorways? Are we in like we're in an actual city, right? It's not like a bunch of tents.
Yeah,
and
no,
shit?
it's a city.
Okay, I want to look for a doorway in this city that I can make a portal.
Okay, yeah, you find one pretty easily near the inn, near the Ivory Seal.
I don't want to train. I just want to like make a portal and have a portal.
Okay, yeah.
So I guess do I have to pass through it in order for it to be like permanent?
Well, it doesn't leave a portal there, but what it does is it makes it so that that doorway can in the future be used as the exit for a portal that you create.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to go through it, but you can just go through and come back.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the.
Okay. You go through and come back. Unfortunately, the two doorways are about the same size, so you don't feel any
Nice, I
nausea
don't
or
lose
anything.
my lunch. That's dope. That's good news.
What's everybody else been doing?
Just wandering.
I'm still following Grath around.
Grath, what have you been up to?
Grath has been wandering the market looking for interesting shops.
Okay, yeah, you see a few. Well, it depends on your definition of interesting. Most of the shops you see are
really stands out as out of the ordinary.
Yeah. Out of the ordinary for
Where
the.
he might
Sorry, go ahead.
anything where he might find some interesting, unusual items. Not necessarily like weapons or gear, but just like something bizarre.
The closest thing to a place like that you see looks like just a stall on a street corner, a little market stall where there's an older human man actually standing behind this little table, and he just kind of looks at you as you walk past. You looking for something? You've rounded this corner 4 times in the past hour. You looking for someone?
Not necessarily looking for someone, looking for something out of the ordinary. Do you have something out of the ordinary?
I may have what you're looking for, yes.
I'm looking for something very particular out of the ordinary.
Okay. Drug
I
deal.
think you
going
might
down.
have it.
And what would that be?
I don't know. You have to show it to me before I'll know.
Are you guys talking about?
I think you know what I'm talking
He reaches behind him and grabs a staff, like a wizard's staff. Kind of sets it on the table in front of him. It's pretty long, probably about 5 feet long. Comes with a big wooden knot at the end, and there's looks like a very large gem jammed into the wood up at the top, or maybe the wood grew around the gem. It's hard to tell. He sets it down on the table. How's that?
Well, you see me. You see my belt. You see my weapons. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
What use do you think I have for a staff?
This is a staff that detects magic.
In what way does it detect magic? How did it tell me?
The gem lights
There's
up.
magic.
When you use it to detect magic. If there's magic, the gem lights up.
That is certainly an interesting item, though I'm not sure that is exactly what I'm looking for. I think you know what else I might be looking for.
Puts the staff back behind him.
Something a little more interesting.
Reaches into his cloak that he's wearing. Pulls out a cube, a wooden cube box. Just kind of sets it on the table.
Ah, yes. A little box. What's special about this little box, my friend?
What's inside the box?
Yes, what's in the box?
Why don't you find out?
There's a trap.
Graf carefully tries to open the box.
It opens. No problem.
Okay.
And sitting inside is what looks like a golden ring. Looks incredibly simple, incredibly plain.
A very nice ring. It's a little plain. But I don't really like gaudy, so maybe it suits my style. What's special about this ring?
Why don't you try it on?
Graf is feeling a little brave. And he changes his mind because of the face Clay is making.
I just like that you said Garth is feeling a little brave. It was funny. That's all it is.
Graf basically
with
moves
your
the ring over all of his fingers to sort of figure out which finger it would fit on best. And
Could fit on any of them.
so he just throws it on his ring finger.
Okay. Which hand?
His left.
I genuinely want to know.
His left hand.
Okay.
You are now married to my daughter.
No.
Put the ring.
The cursed ring of marriage.
Put
Classic shotgun wedding trap.
Well, show her.
It works every time.
Okay. So you put the ring on your left ring finger.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything.
Well, it is a nice ring. How much does it cost?
5 gold.
5 gold. Is it simply a plain gold ring?
Certainly looks like it, doesn't it?
True.
Borrow the staff.
Something tells me you have something else that goes with it.
What do you mean?
An item that pairs with it well.
I have other things.
Yes, but something that matches this ring.
I
It seems.
always-
Look at my outfit.
Let me see what I have.
It's a little out of place, no?
Brings up
I
a.
love that we
Go ahead.
always assume. Oh, I love that we always assume that like Clay is always trying to like fuck with
Bamboozle.
us. Yeah,
Yeah.
bamboozle us basically.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
He sets down a slightly longer box on the table, flips 2 clasps on the front, and lifts it open. And inside, you see what looks like there's another golden ring, but this time it's much bigger, probably about yay big.
Like a bracelet.
And there is also what looks like a necklace on a thin gold chain with a symbol at the bottom of looks like a sword in a fist, kind of pointing down, like, I'm gonna get you.
Did you tell me anything about that symbol?
It's just a... he's got a sword.
We like to stab.
I presume whoever made this likes to stab.
That assumption. I imagine this is like a bracer for my arm. Or
Yeah, one up here, one up here.
and what was the long piece again? Besides for the bracer?
There's the bracer and the necklace.
Oh, it's a necklace as well.
That's what that symbol is on. It's on the end of a necklace.
Okay. The necklace. Okay. And how much is this pair of items?
5 gold.
So 10 gold total.
Yes.
For both of these items.
All 3 of the items.
Well, one of them clearly comes as two of them come as a pair together.
Yes, it's 5 for both and 5 for that one. He's just pointing at the ring.
Okay.
So what items are you getting if you decide to buy this?
I'm getting a ring, a plain-looking gold ring, a necklace with a symbol of a hand holding a sword, a downward-facing sword, and a golden armband.
Damn, all you need is a gold cane. Pimp Daddy ready.
That's what his hammer's for.
Why is his stuff so cheap and all the stuff that I was looking at was like 12,000, 60,000 gold?
You got
all the magical items
Well, he
that you were
offered...
looking at?
I have a quick question. That staff you showed me earlier. What would that cost?
5 gold.
What is this, like the Dollar General or something? The Dollar General of oddities?
It's the it's the 5 gold store.
Not the 90.
Must say I appreciate your prices.
It should be.
I would like to see more of your items.
I do have one more thing.
But let's keep these gold things to the side. I like how they...
He pulls out a golden cane.
God.
He brings up a like a almost looks like a serving platter with the dome on top of it. You know, like that, how that looks. Looks like that, but he kind of sets it down. It lifts off the lid, and you see what looks like it's like part helmet, and the protective is on like the back of the neck and kind of down here, you know, the sides of the head and the back of the neck. But then from about here up, it looks like a crown with long golden spikes that come up like this to points up at the top, inlaid with a single like sky blue gem right in the forehead.
It's quite an elaborate piece.
Yeah.
How much is it?
5 gold.
It is the 5 gold.
This guy is trying to get rid of this shit.
It's all fake.
We're all just like, nah, this is a ploy.
It's all stolen.
This is soft as fuck.
Is this real gold?
Is this real fake gold?
Looks like it.
Looks like it.
Grath compares the shade and condition of the gold of all 3 things he was shown to see how they compare to each other.
They all look pretty much the same.
They seem like a set.
They all look pretty identical to each other, gold-wise. Obviously, they're all different sizes and shapes, but yeah, the gold
Right.
of all of
Is
them.
it gold plated?
Grath pays him 15 gold
Okay.
and takes all of the gold items.
All right.
Wait, scroll down to my inventory, so that leaves me with 11 gold. 1 platinum piece. Promptly puts them all on.
Okay. you put on what you put on? You've got the ring. Where are you putting the band?
The band, the armband.
Mm-hmm.
Puts the armband on his left arm as well.
Okay. And you got the necklace and the helmet crown thing.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly comfortable. You feel important. And 15 gold is a small price to pay to feel important.
Sure is.
Thank you for your purchases.
Thank you. You've been very helpful.
I know.
Grath.
And as he says, I know. You just watch him, like, fold the table in half and pull down the tent thing that he was underneath and wrap it all up in bags. Kind of give you a little fake salute, grab it all, and vanishes on the spot.
What the fuck?
I think you got scammed.
It's 15 gold, whatever.
At least
Does that change my armor class at all?
Watch like a noble recognize like some of the jewelry that he's wearing.
Oh yeah,
Hey, that's mine!
Oh shit.
Stolen off a dead ancestor.
Grath,
It's like the same noble that got fucking smacked around by us. Cool.
Grath moves on to strut around the market with his newly found clothes.
Okay.
And looks at Arthur and he's like, huh? Huh? Huh?
When I see him on my way to the jobs board.
Yeah, you see,
like a dragon.
you see him standing in front of Arthur, going, huh? 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 You have no idea what he's doing, no idea what he's gesturing to, and Arthur, you see Grath standing in front of you going, huh? Huh? Huh?
What are you doing? What
Wait,
is all this
they don't
gold?
see me wearing the gold?
They see you going, huh? 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 What, yeah?
But they don't see the gold.
Not that you have no idea. Arthur and Yerm.
Doing,
Grath doesn't look any different than he usually does.
I'm
Physically.
also with them.
Mentally, he looks like he's losing it a little bit, but
He sold you.
FYI.
He sold you illusion gold.
Shit.
He sold you. He sold you
like
the
my
illusion
new-
of gold.
You like my new helmet and my ring and my armband and necklace?
Kind of just look at him. I look at Vizsla. I look at Arthur.
What are you talking about?
What is he talking about?
This man
Have you been eating mushrooms too?
This man sold me some gold items pretty cheap.
You got ripped.
What do you mean? I'm wearing it. I feel it on.
There's
I mean, it's
nothing
comfortable,
there.
But
Well, here we go again with the ghost stories. So, put one of these items in my hand.
sure. Grath takes the armband off and hands it.
you go to pull the armband off your arm and it won't move.
Oh shit.
It's a trap.
Grath tries to take the helmet off.
Nope, doesn't move.
Vanity's quite the sin, isn't it?
Oh shit.
Guys, I can't get it off. Grath tries to pull the ring off.
Well,
Grath tries to do a history check on that symbol.
Okay. It's not a symbol you recognize.
Fellas, are any of you familiar with a symbol of a hand holding a sword facing downward?
I don't know if Isla is, but I am. Would you like me to do a religion check?
Do a history check. You've never heard of a symbol like that?
I figured.
What do you mean you are? You are familiar with that symbol?
That's hand with the sword.
Hand with the sword down like that?
Yeah. Storm fist. I'm trying to remember the gods from D&D right now.
Oh, like Miles is familiar with what that is.
Yeah,
But
I am.
You don't
like,
know it,
I
but you
am
don't know if
prepared-
Vizsla
Yeah,
is familiar.
yeah. Vizsla is
Is
not.
what he means, Clay.
Right.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out.
Well,
I'm trying to figure out what Miles means that he's familiar with it.
Stormfist is a thing from the Elder Scrolls, apparently. Oh.
Well, that's peculiar. I'm now wearing a bunch of jewelry and a helmet that I cannot remove, but no one can see. And I spent 15 gold for it, which seems like a modest price, but if I can't strut around and no people are looking at it, then what in the actual fuck?
Well, it just seems like you must have gotten a hold of some of those magic mushrooms as well. I'm gonna go down and look at the job.
Yam, we have seen so many magical things, it is not bizarre to imagine that I am actually wearing things that you cannot see.
Yes, just like the ghost on the ship.
Yes. I understand that from your perspective, nothing you cannot see exists. Very good. Well, it's comfortable at least.
All right.
It makes you feel important.
It's probably about 11 o'clock at this point. What are you guys doing?
11 o'clock in the morning?
Am I
PM.
still holding? No.
PM.
Am I
Okay,
still
so it's
holding
been all day.
the little silver bar?
Yes.
Little bar?
Well, I mean, probably. Yeah, you tell me.
Cool. I'm holding it, and I want to show Wrath. I want to show everybody.
Okay. You guys see that the silver bar now has red runes glowing on it.
This doesn't make me feel important.
Red runes look familiar to me?
Does it look familiar to anybody?
Make a history check.
I don't know. Does it?
Can I make a history check?
Yeah, go for it. Anyone who wants to try and identify the runes, go and make a history check.
I'm gonna make an attempt to identify the rune.
Ooh, look at fucking. Look at Dustin with his roll.
Pale gaze. Holy shit.
Look at Adam with his useless fucking roll.
Dustin, hard flexing. Dustin rolling 20s.
19s. Good
19s.
Very excited there, Clay. You didn't think Dustin would get that kind of roll.
enough.
No, it's just.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he recognizes it.
Okay. I've come to a decision. None of you recognize the runes.
Fucker.
None of you recognize the runes, but Arthur,
Hi.
you have heard of things like this before. Similar, like, pieces of metal that interact with other things and create burning runes on them.
What caused this rune to appear on the bar, Vizsla?
I dropped it in the sand in the middle of the desert.
Hmm.
And it just started appearing, and I decided to throw the bag of red sand that I had onto it.
Hmm.
That was it. That was that. And weird copy of me popped up.
I wonder, since the Namri are very familiar with sand, if they would know anything about this.
They have no fucking idea what it is. I've already asked their gods.
Oh, well, that's unhelpful.
Miles, check your inventory.
Okay, sand mimic bar.
Hey, Grath reaches into his bag and pulls out his small metal ball bearing with runes.
Okay.
And he looks to see if those runes look similar in any way.
No, the runes on Visla's bar look like they were like scratched on a very long time ago. Yours look like they were carved in with magic, and you can tell that they are magical runes written in Elvish.
Interesting. So there's a crown, as Grath sees it, on his head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a place in the crown where he could put the ball to, like, rest it between his head and the metal?
Well, like, I mean, the crown sticks up like this, and there's a hollow
Right.
spot in here.
Right. And it's all, is it completely around?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Grath tries to put the ball in there and see if it stays in his crown.
Drop it. Falls to the ground. But you reach up and it's solid. It's definitely there. You can grab it.
I'm assuming we're in the center of the city.
Yeah, you're hanging out in the center of the city, kind of just standing around.
Is it street or is it sand?
Street.
I guess I want to show them how it works. I want to show you guys how it works. Would you guys be willing to follow me?
Yes. To the ends of the worth. To the worth. To the ends of my worth.
I'm gonna start saying that
Venture-
instead of to the ends of
venture
the
out
earth. To the end. To the end
To
of
the,
my worth.
to the ends of my birth.
To the ends of my
Oh
worth.
god, that's a different.
Yeah, let's not go there.
To the ends of my afterbirth.
So we go out to the center, and I want to throw the bar on the ground.
Okay. You toss the bar down to the ground and it into the sand.
Shit. I want to touch it.
Okay. You touch it, and you guys watch as red sand starts bubbling out of it and creates a perfect replica of Visla standing right in front of him, mirroring his movements.
Sand.
Grath pulls out his flaming short sword and gently pokes the sand a little bit to see if Vissel feels anything.
You feel warmth where you see Grath poking the sand, but no pain.
It feels
Grath.
warm.
Grath pushes the sword in a little more.
It gets hot.
Grath
My
pulls it
nipples
out.
are on fire.
I seem to have that effect on people.
More, please, Father.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Grath stops.
Talking about torture, you must.
Grath takes his metal ball bearing with runes and throws it through the sand.
It kind of.
Oh wow. Okay, that dense, huh?
Visla, you do notice that there is not a red circle in the sand anymore.
Okay.
Oh, try to walk away from it.
I walk away.
Okay.
I turn my back to it. Walk the other way.
You guys watch as Visla and the sand figures are walking away from each other.
And
You
I
just-
want to walk about good, good amount. Turn around, start running at it.
Okay. You start running at it, and you see the sand figure start, run back at Visla. You guys are charging at each
You're
other.
going to collide. You're going. There's a collision.
What are you just gonna let? You're just gonna hit? Okay.
Yeah.
You and hit it. It's a perfect mirror of you as you hit it. So you just boom, bounce back, and you guys watch this red sand kind of up into the air, and it's painful. You full on ran into somebody.
It hurt. Maybe a bad decision.
Do it again.
Again.
Do it again. Do it again. The DM told you to do it again.
Like with it side by side, like we're holding hands, and I walk onto the street.
Okay. Yeah, walks right next to you.
Wait, how? If it's a mirror, how does it?
Huh.
Wait a fucking second. If it's a
Anybody have
mirror
any
image, how does it walk next
magical
to it?
items or anything that can detect magic or something?
You there, Grath?
Crap.
Any shit that detects magic?
Got any shit detects magic over here?
It's really interesting. I was given the opportunity to purchase an item that could do that earlier today. Now I do doubt the authenticity of that offer, but regardless, I do not have anything like that, unfortunately.
Damn. Damn.
Can I perceive to see if anyone was watching us?
Yeah. You see a guard that looks like he's been watching. Just kind of standing there watching, just like, oh, look at that.
I touch my forehead to the metal.
Okay. Touch your forehead and it back into the bar. It drops.
I pick up the bar again.
Alright.
Interesting.
Would anyone else like to try?
I think everyone here would agree that one Grath is enough.
We don't have to feed this second Grath any eggs, though, or anything. Right? Because it can't even speak.
Yes, but what if it finds a farmer?
It's just gonna do what you do.
It's
It's gonna do the same
Watch
thing
out.
that you do. So
Watch out.
I imagine that this Grath is just as reformed as you.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote reformed. This
Quote
Grath
unquote.
does
Never
nothing,
did anything wrong.
does nothing wrong.
I do nothing wrong. Hey, what do you mean by that? I do nothing wrong. I am Grath Platinumborn.
I guess I'm gonna go find an inn. If I don't know if anyone else wants to do anything at 11 o'clock at night.
Isla, I am a tired boy, and I will go with you.
I still wish to check the jobs board.
I'm going to sleep.
Okay. So everyone's going back to the Ivory Seal except for Hiram.
Yes, so.
Alright. So you guys head back that direction, Yerm, you go over to the jobs board that you were told about, and it's really more of an announcement board, and like, here's some things going on in the city. Like, hey, come to our show, come to our band. Our band is playing. Under 12 baseball starts soon, and the 40 and up basketball league is starting.
Garden is on Tuesdays.
Exactly. There's not really jobs. It's more of like a, hey, come participate in community events. So
What kind of community events are there?
I just told you, under 12 baseball, 40 and up basketball.
Okay, come on.
No, it's like there's people going to be performing music and like speeches by people who have things to say and that kind of thing.
Okay, so I guess there's nothing important.
Fuck those people with something to say.
I kind of want Yerm to kind of just walk around the city and.
You see a paper that says, "Workers of the world unite. Seize the means of production. Rise."
They have Antifa in this game too? What? No, Yerm kind of wants to look around the city to see if he can find anything odd, something that might
Tickle his
lead him towards like how he came across this dagger and who might have killed that man.
Okay, make a perception check. Okay. So you walk around the city for a few hours, just kind of meandering aimlessly. You don't see anything crazy out of the ordinary for this city or for where you're from. It's like it's a pretty normal city. Some people out at night at a bar or a pub, just kind of hanging out. Guards walking around. It's almost midnight now, so there's not too many people walking about, but it's a pretty normal city, pretty normal kind of level of busyness for a city this size at about midnight. Eventually your night ends with you not having found anything that seems significant to the murder of that dude in the hallway. Or anything that looks like it might be connected to that dagger.
Graf hasn't found anything either, apparently.
As you guys walk back to the Ivory Seal, as Yerm goes off to wander the city, as you're walking, you feel a weight in your pocket that wasn't there before.
Great, awesome, cool. I check my pocket to see the death card.
There's the death card.
There it is, boys.
You see that the hourglass is already flipped, and sand is moving slower this time.
Great, awesome.
So you guys get back to the Ivory Seal. If I could just get, I didn't get this before. Who's in what room?
Oh right, we split it 3 people to a room.
Right.
I think it was
Deep
Grath.
in eyes.
Yeah, Grath, Arthin, and myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the others were in the other.
Gone and had a really great cuddling session with Yerm.
And I'll do it again too.
Of course he will.
Is that a threat or a promise?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you, guys. Okay. So, you guys make it back to the inn. Just go upstairs and go to bed, or is there anything you want to do before you go to bed?
Grath is curious about when he lays down, is he going to find comfort while he is wearing this unremovable helmet crown?
He lays down, and it's surprisingly comfortable. It could be better, but it's not as bad as it could be.
But he feels it there?
Yeah.
Like you
can't put your head all the way back because of the crown.
He tries to lift the necklace off.
It moves, but it's not moving from your neck right here in the back. It's like it's stuck right there.
Didn't you say that's where the crown comes down as well, to the back of the neck?
About that spot, yeah. Anything anyone wants to do before they go to bed?
Survive.
It's fair.
I guess since my evening is uneventful, I walk back to the inn, assuming that my friends are there.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe that council member will have a job for us in the morning.
Murderous.
Or murderous.
Out of towners for a couple days? I not.
Vissel looking at the card, at the death card.
Yep. Uh-huh.
You see that.
I just ignore it.
You see that.
Ignore it. Put it in my pocket.
You see that the hourglass has got to be gone in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go to bed.
All right.
Fuck this. I'm done. I'm done with these mind games today.
Yeah, you've had your fill of mind games today, for sure.
I've had that. Yeah, for sure. For swiggity. It's bedtime. It's bedtime for Vizsla.
Vizsla is thoroughly fed up.
Vizsla's mental and emotional health is just like it's not there.
His mental fortitude.
All right. Everyone else go to bed?
Diminished.
Yeah.
All right. So you all fall asleep and have a pretty peaceful night's sleep. It's nice. It's relaxing. Vizsla, you sleep well.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Ganon, Yerm, you both sleep well. 7. Sleep very peacefully in your bed. Grath, you sleep peacefully as well. Arthur, you sleep well. You sleep well.
Thank God.
For about an hour. Or an hour and a half after you fall asleep. When Vizsla and Arthur are awoken by the sound of Grath screaming in his bed. You get up and look over, and you see that Grath is floating maybe a foot above his bed, arms and legs stretched in every direction, screaming like he's being killed. And you hear the sound of something tearing. And you see drops of blood fall to the bed.
Shit.
And you hear a cracking and a pulling. And you hear Grath screaming, I didn't think it would work. Oh God, I didn't think it would work.
What?
And as you hear Grath screaming that, that's where we're gonna end.
What the fuck?
What did you do?
We should learn not to put crowns on our heads. I thought we learned that with
Yeah,
crowns.
this is a lesson I should have thought about.
I should have thought about it.
It
I
worked.
thought it would work, Ghost.
Crowns
I thought
and,
it would work.
and gold.
No.
masks.
You didn't.
I didn't think it
You
would
didn't
work.
think it would work.
This is it. This is how Graff loses his arm.
Dude, Nike.
Something like that.
Wait, did you just activate the trap card? Straight up?
He bought the trap card,
I
Like-
activate my crowns.
and then he
Yeah,
put it on.
I bought the trap card and willingly fucking wore it.
And the only oh yeah.
And I didn't even think it would work.
Cool.
What did that
cool,
guy
cool.
look like, Graph? That
He was an
sold you
older
that-
man.
That sold you that shit? That was
He
just
he was just an older man. I don't think Clay really described him in that much detail.
He was an older human man.
An older human man, like he wasn't an orc.
Okay. And you went into his shop, or he had
It
a
was
pipe-
like a stall, like a
Pop-up
booth almost.
stall.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were okay.
That was
Oh,
outside,
Uh,
and then it disappeared.
yeah, it's like the guess where the dice are game. Bet you $5 I can guess where the dice are, some shit like that.
And then he packed up and left.
Except he's selling that shit.
And by left you mean fucking vanished, like the gold, like my gold.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Sounds about right.
Sold you some cursed shit and said, I know.
That's dope.
Alright, fellas. Well, we gotta go to bed.
I'll miss you.
I'll see y'all later.
Bye.